Guerrilla cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla. Take guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time has come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many.
Oh, we've got a super chat already.
Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick guerrilla cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than rev counters and a slice of cake. At first they tried to sanitize us and clean up our act, but people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro, Lenny Pascoe, Carlos the Jackal, Umar Akmal, Mahatma Gandhi, Grant and Andy, Brendan Behan, Austin Ian, guerrilla cricket. Stick with us, cause you know we're not the kind of thing that you see on the TV and the radio. So vive la revolution. First they tried to buy us, but we would not be bought. Okay, we were, but then we ran away, and we will not be caught. Would not give up the ghost when they left us all for dead. They decapitated us, but we just grew another head. Chairman Mao, Jamie Howe, Ho Chi Minh, Asif Din, Václav Havel, Graham Saville, No Surrender, Percy Fender, Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket.
Good morning, good evening, good dawn, good dusk. Wherever you are in the world, it's guerrilla cricket. And it's been a bit of a rush to get in here today, actually. I was on time, and then the wife asked me to go to the bloody chemist and pick her up her prescription, which then put everything off time. And we had to eat, and Messi bought a very nice Chinese. So we've just gulped that down, and now we're ready. I don't even know who's batting. You want to toss, and what's going on? Anybody? Anybody?
So I can tell you that England won the toss and chose to bat.
Aha.
And the ticker is back. Somebody mentioned the ticker and it suddenly appeared. That's great.
Okay, I do have the teams. England going Jamie Smith, Ben Duckett, Josh Butler, Harry Brook, Tom Banton, Jacob Bethel, Will Jacks, Liam Dawson. Oh my word.
That's why I wasn't playing for Hampshire yesterday.
Yeah, Bryden Cass, Adil Rashid, and Matty Potts. Interesting. West Indies, Johnson Charles, Evan Lewis, Shy Hope, Shafane Rutherford, Rovman Powell, Ruston Chase, Andre Russell, Dre Russ, Romario Shepherd, Jason Holder, nice to see Jason Holder back, Gudakesh Moti, and Alzari Joseph. Interesting. I think, personally, West Indies are about a T20 side than us. Last time we played, we battered them. But I look at their team, and every once in a while you go, Christ, they've got some bangers in there.
Yep.
No Nicholas Poran, though, still.
No Nicholas Poran. I don't know why. Presumably he's finished the IPL because everyone else has.
Well, there are also two West Indies players who weren't able to get here because they didn't have the correct visas to come from Grenada.
That's pretty poor.
One of whose name I think is Gooley, which was
hence all the Gooley jokes on the
on the WhatsApp
on the chaps. Yeah.
Well, England have chosen to bat. Interesting. Joss Buttler's going to come in 3. They're going to open with Jamie Smith. He's done pretty good job in the ODIs, to be fair.
I think that's right. I think you don't change too much from the format that was winning the one-dayers. And we need some experience with in the batting order with Banton, Bethel and Jacks down the order.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can see it as well, isn't it? I mean, I suppose if Root's not going to play, Joss Buttler just swaps with him from further down the order. I mean, you do want to get Joss Buttler in early if he's going to come in at all, don't you? I mean, he's one of the best.
Yeah, I think that's the right choice of the batting order.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I'll go along with that. I mean, we bat pretty deep. Liam Dawson, Bryden Cass at 9.
I don't think Potts will bat 11, though. I think he'll bat at 10.
Really?
And I think Rashid might bat at 11.
Okay, well, yeah, but hopefully we don't get down there.
But yeah, that shouldn't matter too much, hopefully. But it's a very deep batting order when you got Dawson at 8, who normally bats 6 for
bowlers. Jacks,
Hampshire.
Dawson, Cass, Adil Rashid, Matty Potts. Who else bowls? Bethel, that's 6 bowlers, yeah. Okay, well, Jason Holder's going to open the bowling for the West Indies. I'm going to have to do some foraging around in here, aren't I? Because
well, while you're doing that, we do have a super chat from the wonderful Muttley, who sent us £2. Just says, woof.
Oh,
Evening, private.
He does.
Loving sausages. I love predictability of some people, and Muttley is at the top of that list. Thank you. Leah's with us, asking after Will. Will texted me night before last to say that he was still in hospital under observation, but he was on a drip and happy as Larry.
Okay. What were they feeding him in that drip is what I want to know.
I think it's good stuff.
Yeah, I imagine it is. I'll give you a jingle or two after the opening ball. Jason Holder is going to bowl it. It's down the leg side, hits the pads as Jamie Smith tries to whip it into the leg side. There ain't no run, so we have the bowler, who is this man.
Jason Holder.
Get that reverb on.
Jason Holder.
Down the track comes Jamie Smith. Second ball, whacks it straight past Holder. First one of these. 1, 2, 3, the batsman is.
Hey there, Jamie Smith. Are you a good keeper or batsman? Either way, all your hopes of getting a game are fucked.
The other end is.
And duck it.
He is not very tall,
And duck it.
but sometimes he hits the ball
Hard.
We are very sudden. He looks like Nicholas Sturgeon.
And duck it.
Oh, filthy delivery down the leg side. Not a wide. What we have? Well, we've got 2 legitimate balls so far.
I'm presuming that's a Memory Venn classic.
It is a Memory Venn classic.
Yep. We've also got another super chat.
Oh, I'll play a jingle this time because now I am kind of settled.
YouTube Prime Super Chat.
Oh, and for all you people out there who've missed him, we have someone returning. Haven't been here for about a year, I guess.
Right, Richard Milgate.
No, that man on there.
Oh, yeah.
Alan Hotchkiss is going to be with us shortly, yes.
I was going to leave it as a surprise, but now you've let the cat out of the
Well, Richard Milgate has sent us a super chat of €2 saying, can you say hi to my son, Aidan Milgate? Hi, Aidan.
Hi, Aidan.
Richard
Welcome
is
along.
a familiar name, but I haven't seen him for a while. And Jay Grover sent us £2, says, bad times, no sleep, booze, not sleepies.
Booze, not sleepies.
This is a big playing area.
Thank you, Jay.
When you look at the dimensions.
Wow, 83 metres down at extra cover. That is quite large.
It's sort of twice the size of an IPL ground, isn't it?
Wow.
And they're definitely to one side of the square because it's 63 on one side to the
73
square
on
boundary
the
and
other.
73 on the other.
Yeah, they do look kind of that way, don't they? It looks quite a nice evening up in Durham. I'm sure for those people coming back in the IPL it'll feel a bit nippy. It's not the warmest day. It's got better as the day has gone on. We've had rain for the last couple of days, but I think it's passing now.
Last night was miserable. As soon as the rain started falling at the Oval, you thought this is the game done and we've lost.
Yeah,
And you were right.
yeah.
Well, we didn't deserve to win, so no surprise there. And I don't think it's a great T20 side this year. Surrey's. I think they're missing too many players who've been called up elsewhere.
Interesting, Chris Wokes was playing for the Lions today against India A and took 3 for 50.
Nice.
He needs game time, that's why he's playing.
Who else is playing?
Josh Tongue took none for 72 and the same number of overs. And George Hill took 2 for 56.
Now, he is a good player. Having seen him in the flesh, I'm impressed.
Who does he play for?
He plays for Yorkshire. He's a fast medium all-rounder.
Oh,
Hits the ball hard. Very, very good bowler. Was leading wicket taker in the first tranche of county championship matches.
oh, well, that is interesting.
Oh.
Well, down the track. Well, not really down the track. But he plays across the line, Jamie Smith. He's tall mad, and he reaches down and flips it with a lot of bottom hand out to Cow. There is a fielder in the deep, but he can't get around to it, and it will be another 4 runs.
It's Nissan She. It's Nissan She.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I forgot to put it on.
Bear's just doing some technical adjustments. Thank you, Matthew, for pointing it out.
I'll take over whilst he's doing that. Holder to continue. Tall man. Comes in wide, bowls it on the front pad of Jamie Smith, who just whips it into the leg side to the single man that's sort of out towards mid-wicket. They take a single.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I did plan on getting here really early. I was hoping to enjoy my dinner with Messi and have plenty of time to get everything set
We've
up.
just had to shovel it down our gullets.
Shove it down our gullets and get on air. Yeah, exactly that.
GPL, is that in play today?
It is in play. Oh, I can get that up as well and tell you exactly how much is on
A
there.
lot of money in the
There
GPL
is a
at the moment.
fair amount of money in
It's about
there.
160, 170 quid at the moment.
Yeah, something like that. Competitions.
Richard Milgate says, Aidan, hi. Dara Azizi says, hi all. And
All right, Dara. Down the leg side. Should be a wide. Oh, they're going for catch.
Umpire is
that's the old,
unmoved.
yeah, definitely unmoved. The pot is £160 in the old
Ooh.
GPL. Of course, you know what to do. You've got 45 minutes in a T20, so you've got until 7:15 English time, BST. Get your guesstimates in, and you could win all that. The amount of runs scored in the total of the game, and you have a chance of winning the pot. Go to the website, hit competitions, and all the rules, terms, and conditions are there. On to the hip of Duckett, works it out square on the leg side, and he shall get a single.
Al Hodge says, 83 metres in T20 terms is like a 3-shot par 5.
Well, a little bit like that. Of course, you met up with Al, didn't you? Up
You
in
did.
the-
Yeah, I
in the
did.
Wirral.
Had a lovely time up there, apart from the weather being a bit glum. But
Yeah.
he was not. He was full of beans.
There was no bat on the one. It did hit the
Pad.
leg though, so it shouldn't have really been a wide, but hey ho, it was given, we'll take it. 12 for none, 1 ball left in the first over. Holder is in. Down the track comes Jamie Smith. Doesn't really get all of it, but I think he's got enough of it, and he has got enough of it. Strapples it back past the bowler.
Poor old Dre Russell was treading water trying to chase that one.
Well, yeah, and it's going to be another 4.
4. F-O-R.
And that's a good first over for England. 17 off that? 15, something like that.
Yeah.
16, I think.
Leah sent me a message about Will. I'll do that as soon as I can, Leah. Dara Azizi says, Durham, I'm off to the Red Rocks of Sedona. I'm taking the gorillas with me, by the way.
Oh, excellent.
Excellent. We'll enjoy it with you. Kieran Roseblade says, cousin update. Clear the cleaners for the 15th of August 2026. There's a wedding happening. Also, she's having a boy. The 20-week scan shows a baby with a big belly, so it could be a gorilla. Well, I've got to say, Kieran,
Gorilla, it's a chimp.
you were very slow on the uptake in terms of all of this, because clearly it was well past the possible date at the time you suggested Billy
Well, exactly.
catch up with her.
You were trying to palm your cousin off to Billy when she was obviously already pregnant, I would suggest. Poor show, sir. Poor show. 16 for none off the first over. Duckett is facing up. Romario Shepherd is going to bowl the second over. Drills that, but straight at cover, and there's no run.
Oof.
Is that Dre Russ there? Shaking his hand?
No, it's Shafane
No,
Rutherford.
Shafane Rutherford.
I'd be interested to see how this pitch is going to play, because pitches at Chester Street have a reputation for being pretty true and getting better as 4-day games go on, and therefore they might need to spice it up a little bit for a T20 to give the bowlers a bit of a chance.
We have another super chat.
No one gives fucking no one cares about bowlers in this format.
No, poor old bowlers.
Yeah. Drilled again by Duckett, but this time straight at Moti, who's at mid-off. I need Romario Shepherd.
Have another super chat.
Oh, okay.
YouTube Prime Super Chat.
Joe Graver sends us £5 and says proper razor glass to Aidan Nilgate. Thank you. Thank you very much, Joe.
Shepherd in. Oh no, it's gone straight up in the air. Duckett's going to be out. He's
bowling.
Walking off.
Good bowling.
He was trying to turn it to the leg side. Obviously jagged a little bit on him.
Well, I think he took the pace off it because 71 miles an hour. He's just played before the ball has got there, and it's climbed a bit more because of the slower pace.
Yeah.
Well, instead of a wicket jingle, we'll give the guys jingle.
It's all about Romario. It's all about Romario. It's all about Romario. It's all about Romario. Shepherd.
Yeah, he's giving the hand signal, that the universal hand signal for bowling a sort of a cutter ball as well. So maybe that did grip in the pitch slightly.
Yeah, certainly looked like it. Well, it's T20. This shit happens.
Yeah. Suda, who's with us? I'm sorry I wasn't able to make it up your way, Colin. He said the £160 in the GPL is 160 of Messi's money. Well, I know there's a bit of Hombre Nuevo's money in there too.
There's Mince Boo has been in trying
to cash
it in recently as well. This is the thing, you're all so lame. You wait for Messi to put in about 50 quid and then you try and steal his money, which is a bit unfair. You should all be in early and then it would be equal.
Well, I want it to get over 200 quid by the time we get to the India series.
Well, yes.
Yeah. We've got a weekly sort of prize draw going on at my club at the moment. It's about to hit £490 this week, which will be won. So someone's going to have a very happy Saturday night.
Yeah.
Presuming they're present to take advantage of it, or it'll go behind the bar.
New batsman.
Pryor ain't no loss, 'cause we found someone Sutler. Okay, he can't spell Joss, but he also can't spell Butler. Joss Butler. Just because he is Joss Butler. 1 S and 2 T's, Joss Butler.
And that wicket is why Romario Shepherd was in the IPL final. Or
Did he win? Can't remember who he plays for. Right. So Butler's first ball will be Shepherd. He shoves it down the leg side, and that will be another wide. How many wides? We've got 3 wides so far. 4 wides, I think, in 1.3 overs.
Oh, well. Kieran Roseblade is coming to his own defence. He says, scandalous accusations. The timing is, 1, Billy refuses to go out with my cousin. 2, cousin is heartbroken. 3, cousin gets over heartbreak by getting under a bloke. 4, baby on the way with wedding.
Shotgun wedding. Straight down the ground by Butler. Lovely.
Shot.
Keeps the elbow high and drives it straight. 1 bounce over the boundary. He's off the mark with a 4.
2 + 2 is a member. 2 + 2 is a member.
that's a lovely shot. He's just held the pose and held his shape, and that's just hit through the line, take it back where it's coming from. Very simple mechanics and very easily, very effective indeed.
This one is driven out, can't beat cover, and there is no run. Oh dear, feeling a bit windy after the Chinese.
No, it's just the speed at which we guzzled it.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Smith's on 13 off 5. Sweet. Butler 4 off 2. 21 for 1 after 1.5 overs. Good start for England.
Yeah, just coming back to the pitch, I'm just wondering what a good score on this is going to be in 20 overs.
Well, that's aerial. But out through backward point, there is a sort of short third man. He's too fine for that. Evan Lewis is out on the boundary though, and will just be the one run.
Because I'm not sure that Durham's performances at Chestnut Street are necessarily a good comparison to what you're going to get in an international match played there.
It does give the feeling that it might be holding in the pitch just a little bit, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've got to be looking at. Well, I mean, who knows what a good score is? What's defendable in a T20? And I think
big ground. I reckon 180 is a good score.
I think 160 is your minimum, really.
Yeah, I was going to say 160 minimum, 170 would be okay, 180 and upwards would be good.
Mm.
Yeah, of course, you never know till both sides have bat it, but yeah, it's a big grounder on the leg side. I mean, some people will clear it, but I miss it.
It's interesting they're already taking pace off the ball in the second over.
Well, I mean, Smith and Butler both love pace on the ball, don't they?
Yeah, they're very much hard hitters, and so is Ben Duckett.
Well, third bowler is being used. Is this one?
Alzari Joseph.
Over the wicket to Butler, who just drops it in the offside. Did they go through for a single? Yeah, no.
Alzari Joseph.
Bowled well the other day in the ODI, but they still lost.
The second ODI, yes, he did bowl very well, 4 for 31, and then in the last ODI he got a bit of tap, to put it mildly.
Yeah.
He went for the same amount as he did bowled in 10 overs in the second one, in about 3.
Yeah, that's right. And England strolled that, didn't they?
Ooh.
Attempted pull by Butler. Comes off his back thigh, goes down towards what would be a fine third man. They're coming back for 2, that's good running. Two leg buys.
Is that 2 leg buys or is that 2 runs? I think he might have edged it onto his pads.
He might have edged it onto his pads because evidently they're slow to pick up the umpire. That doesn't seem to have gone on his runs, so I can only assume it was leg buys.
Yeah, that's. Thank you, Sky, for not showing us the umpire making the signal.
No, they're a bit slow in the scorebox. 2 to Butler.
Yes, just asked Butler, did you hit that? Of course I hit that.
Yeah, of course it is. My runs.
Ooh.
Pulls that, strapples it, gets a bit toe endy, sort of jumped and did a pirouette at the same time, pulled it out towards. Well, I was trying to beat mid wicket, but it's a bit straight. It was aerial for a while, but dropped well short of the man at mid on, and really got a single.
Really did. No, that's a long way outside off stump to fetch the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not pretty.
Not pretty.
And it held in the pitch a bit and lifted, so. Yeah.
Good bowling by Joseph. I mean, he's mixing it up nicely here. Lengths, speeds, direction. You don't quite know what's going to come next.
Well, no. And it's coming in to bowl to Smith. Throws that up wide. Gets over the top of the infield, but not great timing again. And Jason Holder's at mid-off and chase it down. It'll be 1. Ooh,
that's a terrible throw.
Poor
old Shy Hope, he's 20 yards away from the wicket by the time he's fielded that, desperately trying to avoid overthrows.
Maybe there's a man down at long leg who would have fielded it.
Yeah, but those are the ones you punch around the goalkeeper's post and give away a man who is backing it up properly and he's suddenly out of position.
What's that nonsense? No idea. I think my son's just started playing Xbox. For some reason it always tells me on this computer.
Well, at least you know what he's doing.
Big Bear is watching you.
Yeah. Oh, I think he's taken a little bit of pace off of that. A little bit of a cutter by Joseph.
Yeah.
Big swing at it by Butler. He misses it. It's through at the keeper and there's no run.
They're not giving us a...
Have we got time rules in this? I presume they have.
Yeah, there's 60 seconds between overs.
Oh, so that's in this one, yeah?
I think so. I think it's in all T20s now.
It's going into ODIs after
the World Test Championship final into July.
Do we know what the rule is that are changing on the catches yet and on the boundary ropes?
I don't.
That's gone up a long way up in the air. I think it's going to be safe. There's no one out there. There's only 2 fielders out. Plugs in the outfield. They should get back for 2. They do indeed. So Butler's been a bit scratchy. 1-4 and a couple of miss hits, but he's still there, which is all good.
Leah says, holy shit, the new YouTube update to the site really interferes with my ad blocker. Is that on DuckDuckGo, Leah? Dara Azizi said, I had a wonderful dream where I arrested Trump. It turned into a nightmare when he pardoned himself. He says, this. Kieran Roseblade says, this West Indies team is weak. 200 is a good score. Then the Windies will crumble like Elon Musk's stock price, which has recovered a bit today, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, it's going to be a pump, dump and pump, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's so fucking bent, all this shit.
Yeah.
Which is what I thought when they did the tariffs.
Oh, it was so bent when they did the tariffs. Especially the fact that he announced, good time to buy, and, and announced it 2 hours later. Like anyone in the know would have made a fucking fortune. Same as they made a fortune when he introduced them. That's short. Not particularly well timed by Butler, and it was kind of telegraphed that it was going to be short. This time they only get the single out into the deep on the leg side. They pulled it with no great timing. Slower ball again, though, only 74 miles an hour.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a lot of this in this game.
Yeah.
I think this is looking like it's quite hard to pick the pace of this pitch if you bowl slower balls and cutters.
Well, it will be when you're new, but I'm sure once you get in, it'll be a bit easier. If you get in, that's a wide down the leg side.
Their line's pretty awful today, isn't it?
The what?
Their line, a lot of wides.
Yeah.
Well, I can understand them trying to tuck up Butler so he doesn't have free his arms and legs to smack the ball straight, but that's just overcompensated.
Just a little. Good to see Jason Holder playing again. I can't understand if he's playing T20 but not in an ODI side, weirdly. That's played up to mid-on. And it'll be a single. Unless, was he out of the IPL?
I thought he was in the IPL, but I'm not sure. Or
I'm not sure either.
Who was that?
I don't think he
Jason
was in
Holder.
the IPL, Jason Holder.
Oh,
so many people
I think he might have been in the IPL, actually. The PS...
PSL.
Yes, PSL. So many acronyms.
Yes.
Now, that finished quite a while ago, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, before the IPL.
Down the track comes Jamie Smith. Hoiks it out into the deep. Two men back, both on the leg side for that one. Well, I mean, that seems to be the ploy. They want both their men out on the same side, so they're bowling into the body, giving them a chance to hoik it out to the leg side. There's two fielders out in the deep. Again, it's a slower ball.
It's a good plan. No, it does limit them unless you pick a place in between them to only a single.
Over the top. Into the crowd.
They lie after this ball.
Down the track comes Butler. Another slow ball cutter into the pitch. Completely misses it. And there is no run again. 73 miles an hour.
So unlucky for you, Messi. I can hear the service list rumble that says it's now working.
I think it was working before. You just didn't know the code, did you?
No, it was working. Somebody hadn't shut the door. That was.
Right. Okay. Yeah, the bell goes off if
the
door's not shut on one floor. But someone might be using it.
Yeah.
If they are, they'll leave the door open so no one else can nick it, I suppose. That's full. Butler just clips that up to mid-on. And on the edge of the circle, it'll be one. One ball left in the fourth.
Brian in Brisbane's with us. He says, evening all, just watched the Northamptonshire Steelbacks score 5 for 190 in their blast match. That's quite good for Northants.
That's a reasonable score.
190 or 119?
190.
Oh, that's definitely a good score.
Holder, last ball of his second over. Jamie Smith bashes it, but only as far as Dre Russ, who's fielding it mid-off. End of the over, 33 for 1.
You do get the feeling that if he smashed it a yard and a half either side of Dre Russ, it'd been an easy boundary.
Yeah, that's true. Jay Graver says, how do I check my Discord? Jay, I've sent you a DM some time ago which had the link to Discord for you in it. See if you can find that again and click on it again. You should be able to get there. Douglas Stewart says, hello from Jamaica. Hello, Douglas. It's always nice to have West Indian listeners with us.
You're feeling confident?
Speaking of Dre Russ.
Indeed, fourth change of bowling in the power play.
In the fourth over.
Jules Landry's not playing in this team, is he?
I wouldn't have thought so.
Kesey Carty, is he playing? Justin Greaves isn't playing.
No, I don't think so.
Amir Django isn't playing. Okay.
All these players have to come in, have to displace someone else who is in the ODI squad.
Exactly. Dre.
Well, that's extremely long run up for.
Oh, taken off the stumps by Butler. That's a brave shot. That was arrowing in at the base of the middle stump. Butler just turns himself around, reverse flicks it inside the man at short third man. He'll get himself 4.
There's no pace on it at all, was there?
No, Jay Russ isn't quick. Well, he can actually generate a little bit these
There's
days.
a lot of bulk behind him if he decides to, put some effort in. But that was a bit of a loosener. It was an accurate loosener, but
Yeah, and the bowler is.
If Andre Russell's in your hedgerow, to be alarmed now. He's just the DJ for the after show.
It's another slower ball, and Butler didn't time that greatly. He's got it just over the top of the man at mid-on to Mario Shepherd. Did he get back 3? No, he got back for 2. He's moved on to.
no, they did get back for 3.
Oh, they did get back for 3. That's good running.
It is, yeah.
Butler's on 19 off 13. Smith on 16 off 9.
Smith is, for a tall man, he's quite sharp between the wickets. He doesn't look it generally, but. And he was running to the danger end. No, he wasn't running to the danger end.
No,
Butler
he
was.
wasn't. Butler was, yeah. Dre Russ comes in. 3rd ball of the over. Smash straight over the top. That could be the first 6 of the day. I think so.
Yes.
Yep.
Just cleared the front leg. Through the line. Clean hitter of the ball is Jamie Smith.
He
I'll give
is.
him that.
I get the feeling this Dre Russ bowling is all a bit floaty at the moment.
It is. Wow.
Yeah, it's very floaty.
And it's a free hit for a
Oh,
front
and a
foot
free
no
hit.
ball.
God help us.
He's 38 now, isn't he, Dre Russ? I was reading about him today in the paper. Played 1 test match.
Is that all?
Yeah. Against Sri Lanka, way back in the day. Free hit.
Ooh,
Good
well
ball.
done.
Yeah, it was a very good ball. Straight onto the pad, trying to work it into the leg side. Smith missed it. And there ain't no run. So he gets away with that. He did get hit for 6 off the original ball, I suppose. So
That's 8 off 1 ball.
yeah.
Or 7 off 1 ball.
Fiona Joseph is with us, and she's from Guyana. Welcome, Fiona.
Oh, hello, Fiona.
Excellent name. That's my first daughter's name.
It's quite hot and humid in Guyana at the moment, isn't it?
Yep.
Dre Russ in, thrown up wide. Smith went outside his leg stump maybe a little bit earlier, and then maybe Dre Russ spotted it, shoved it wider on the offside.
But that was well adjusted by Smith to just dot the bat onto it and scamper the single.
And he got a single. And Robin Powell's got the same hairdo as
Yeah, they've both
Dre
got
Russ.
sort of mini mohawks.
Mini Mohawks, yeah.
We're going to have a change at the end of this over.
We are indeed. I'm staying on. Al and James H, who I haven't seen for a while, is going to join us in 2 balls' time. And Al, well, we haven't seen him for donkeys. I thought he retired, but no, he's back. He's come out of retirement. So that's driven up to Jason Holder at mid-off. He does the split somewhat. Looks a bit painful as his leg went away from underneath him.
Al has just had a big birthday.
Nice.
The big
The big
5-0. Yep.
No, you're 4 years younger
Hawaii.
than me, Al, so...
I've got a big birthday to go to on Saturday. Someone's
Yeah, I'm going to a 50th tomorrow.
60th.
You're going to 60th. I'm going to a 50th barbecue, I believe, tomorrow night. Another one straight down the ground.
Wow.
This one's bigger.
Whoa.
Clears the rope on the leg side. Jamie Smith is motoring. He's on 29 off 13. And it's another one of these. And that's the end of the over, boys. Off you two, Toddle.
I will
Al,
go off and set
James,
and change the.
can you do
studio
that?
Okay,
layout.
I'll do a couple of messages. Well, there's considerable discussion about whether to send Elon Musk to Mars, Venus, or the Sun. I think Venus is a popular choice at the moment.
He has been offered political asylum by Russia.
That's true.
Oh, wow.
It's funny, isn't it?
I'd have a joke about that, but I don't want to fall out of a 6th floor window.
Hello, fellas. The next one is from Inkem Richards, who's in, I think it's St Vincent, Grenada. And I shall leave you for a bit.
I think I'm doing this, so change that picture. You're doing ball by ball, aren't you, Al?
I believe I am. It's Alzari Joseph. Butler comes down a step down the track and thrashes this ball over long on, and both hands go up for one of these.
Well, I should ask both of you how you are. Al, you've come out of retirement, and James, I haven't seen you for donkeys either.
I know. Yeah, I've been busy, man. I've been plotting a mission to Venus and Mars with I can't
Elon.
mention his name, but a top entrepreneur.
Joseph in wide of the crease, and Butler comes down and tattoos this ball out, well, all the way back to the pavilion. Scores 6, maybe worth 8.
That was massive.
2 6s in a row. 2 6s in a row. 2 6s in a row.
Alzari Joseph doesn't look like he's the greatest poker player in the world. Kind of registers all of his emotion on his face.
Well, there's plenty of emotion around at the moment, isn't it? Because these two are like a pair of firecrackers in a metal bucket. They're just making all sorts of noise at the moment.
They certainly are. 67 for 1 is the score. Joseph in again. This time it's the ramp shot that goes over fine leg. A couple of bounces thudded into the advertising hoardings for one of these.
It's Nissan She. It's Nissan She.
6, 6, 4, and chaos reigns in Durham.
It's rather like a dads v lads cricket match, and one of the dads has decided to be an utter dick and just take down all the bowlers for fun. This is what Butler and Smith are doing at the moment.
Or the competitive dad sketch in the Fast Show.
Yeah, it's exactly that.
4 of the King's runs to Josh Butler. This is a quicker full toss and another ramp shot over fine leg, and this one has gone the distance.
Oh my word.
6.
Man, they are blitzing them here.
They are. I mean, have you ever heard of a theory that not being captain is quite good fun? Because
Yeah.
Josh Butler has.
He looked really good finishing off that ODI the other day.
He
and
looks
he's brought
excellent.
that into-
Absolutely. He's brought that form back in, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And then added in a little bit of more. But at the moment, every ball is going. And as you said, Al, Joseph is not entirely enjoying it.
Yeah, it feels like he wants to be somewhere else.
It really doesn't. Who can blame him? Who can blame him? 22 off the over so far.
Shy Hope is signalling to all and sundry, maybe for ideas.
Yeah. They could do with a few of them. Well, Holder's come in with an idea at the moment, hasn't he?
Just like, is it an idea or is it just a feeling of thank God I'm not bowling?
Yeah. There must be a slight feeling for people like Holder, I think. Yeah. Bad luck, mate. I feel great about myself.
Yeah, it happens to us all.
Yeah.
Butler's raced to 42.
Incredible.
77 for 1 is your total. 2 balls left. Butler comes down the track and doesn't get all of this. It will squirt away just behind square leg. And they'll take a single as Butler practices the shot that he thinks he should have played. And it all kind of settles down a bit, although Smith is also hitting the ball to all parts, isn't he?
He's absolutely battering it everywhere.
Yeah.
They both are.
He is. Well, it's interesting. It's a Butler of old, and then Smith has come in and been given license to just go berserker on everyone.
So by my reckoning, that's 23 off the over so far, with 1 ball left. Joseph in, and this is way down the leg side. Smith had moved to the leg side, so I think this will be a dot ball, and is
went between his
England,
legs.
England are going along at 13 and over, and it's 78 for 1 after 6.
Well, we do have one of these.
YouTube Prime Super Chat.
Oh man, Jay. He says, "Piss off, Bear. You've just been rug pulling at the GC shower curtain crypto stocks." Well,
Wow.
my crypto's not doing very well. The only one that does any well is Bitcoin, if you've got any. We have Carlisle Carter, who's from Anguilla, listening, but he's in the UK. Betty Holford, greetings from Barbados. And Jay says, hooray, James.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's nice to be back. I haven't done this for so long.
Wherever we are,
When was the
we're
last time-
always glad we're
Well,
here.
when did you retire, Al? That was
When
the-
did I sort of step away from this?
Yeah, India
about
series?
12, 15 months ago.
Yeah. When was the last time you were on, James? That was World Cup, maybe?
Yeah,
Ice
probably.
Champions Trophy?
Yeah, no, maybe Champions Trophy. Yeah, I've just been so busy. It's just been such a pain in the backside.
So it's going to be Moti who's going to bowl this over. Now that we're out the power play, it's going to be spin, and this one is just prodded down to long off, and it'll be a single to Butler. He'll move to 44. Shall we jingle up the
new
bowler?
man? We can do indeed. I just got. There he is.
From Georgetown, Guyana, where he had his first nets, to his debut against Bangladesh. He ain't no kid, but his face is fresh.
Smith takes this full-length ball through mid-wicket. Charles is in the deep, and he'll restrict the damage to a single.
Got a 13 hole. Go, go. Go, Moti, go, go, go. Go, Moti, go, go, go. Go, Moti, go, go, go.
Full-length delivery again, through extra cover, waiting for a fielder to come in from the deep. One does, but that'll be a well-placed 2 to Butler. And
It's going to be
he'll go
interesting, isn't it, Al? Because England have picked a whole banana bunch of spinners in their side, and so far it's been pace off the ball that's been causing a few problems. So let's see what the spinner does.
Indeed. This one's down the leg side, and it's gone fine. There is a short, fine leg there. Alzari Joseph is able to dive and stop extra runs. There'll be a single though. Butler's 47, Smith is 30.
Well, they need to stem the flow here because it's 83 off 6.4, which is not ideal.
Not ideal. A kind of a bunt as Smith almost yorks himself by taking a step down the ground. But that'll go to long on, and that will be a single. One ball left in the 7th over.
What have you made of Smith coming into the one-dayers opening and now into this?
I think he's done a really good job, I have to be honest. I think he was pretty explosive. Didn't go on to get big scores, but started things so well.
This last ball of the over is on Butler's pads. He'll play it to deep mid-wicket. He'll take a single and retain the strike. He's on 48, and England are 85 for 1 there.
Well, Jay says proper mint with the Caribbean listeners and says hello to Betty Holford and King Richards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's looked so much better than Phil Salt, really, didn't he?
Yeah, he does.
And Livingston
He does.
finally ejected from the side is a bloody godsend. I mean, I've got to say, I thought the balance in the ODI side was so much better than what it had been previously. Just the batters look like batters who can actually bat, rather than a couple of, biffers, basically. He didn't seem to know how to construct an innings and had no technique.
There's an element where it feels almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy that I can bat in a 20-over game, but I can't bat in a 50-over game. Whereas
Almost,
Smith just looks at home in all 3 forms.
Well, he's got a bit of technique, hasn't he? I mean,
Shepherd is going to bowl, and that's a very short delivery, almost tennis ball-like bounce. It's going to be given as a wide on height.
Yep.
Butler couldn't even jump and hit the ball.
Interesting.
So that will be a wide.
That slower ball bouncer. Okay, he didn't get it right. But an interesting test. If they can vary these slow balls up enough, it can be a potent weapon. I take what you were saying before, Bear, though, that it can go predictable.
That's another slower ball from Shepherd. Butler has time to walk outside his off stump and gently prod this down towards long on, take a single.
Do you guys think that Smith, this is his position to lose now?
well, I'd hope so. I mean, they do seem to like Salt, but I just, the problem with Salt is he just basically waves his bat at stuff.
Yeah.
And it comes off 1 in 4, which isn't good enough, really.
This one is wide. and Smith is just able to sort of get the toe end of the bat. He will push the ball through extra cover. Dre Russell is there in the deep, and they'll take 2 there.
I mean, the amount of times I watched Phil Salt come down with a sort of diagonal bat from somewhere out of gully with absolutely no foot movement and squeeze it through to the keeper or get an inside edge and gets bowled. And then every once in a while he picks up a few and you go, oh, he's all right, but he's just got no technique. And the problem is Livingston's exactly the same at 7. 2 wasted places. Oh,
maybe back of a length, and that's been punched.
Classic
Great
shot.
timing by Smith. Punched that between cover and extra cover there, and that's, a fielder's got what, 15 yards, can't make it in time, and it's gone for one of these.
That's a lovely shot.
Yeah, proper shot that. I think that's the thing, isn't it? The difference between Smith and Salt is like, even up front, even if you want to just biff it everywhere, you've still got to be able to adapt to the pitch and to the bowlers. The reason he can't biff it all the time, Salt, is because he has little adaptation in his game, whereas Smith has a lot.
I have a theory, as this is a slower ball, which forces Smith to try and put all the pace as he tries to beat the field. He can only play it to long on. I think Smith might have a slightly lower ceiling, but he has a much higher floor.
So that's interesting. Yeah.
So in terms of what I might get from him on a more regular basis, I think he probably represents. He just represents a better option. As Butler is on 49, just lightly pushes this towards extra cover. They take the single with relatively no fuss, and after 7 overs and 5 balls, Josh Butler raises his bat as he's 50, not out.
It's 50, and you know that can't be bad. Yeah, it's 50, and you know you should be glad.
Do you like it when the numbers are nice and round? 25 balls there. Back of a length, pulled towards deep mid-wicket, and Smith has holed out. Caught in the deep, hit well, but pace off the ball, just can't beat the deep fielder towards these deep boundaries, wide, long boundaries here at Durham. And Smith has to go for 38.
The crowd says, the crowd says, the crowd says,
Well, I reckon that's double what Salt would have got off similar amount of balls.
Well, it's interesting because I think this sort of pace-off thing would have killed Salt, wouldn't it? And in fact, that, as you're saying, Al, that's how Smith gets out there, is that he was beautifully positioned for the shot, but he ended up having to put too much into it to try and carry it. And they just ended up, easy catch in the end.
Well,
Caught in the deep, 38 off 20 deliveries. And so, in T20 terms, it's 3/4 of a job done, isn't it?
Yeah.
You kind of wish that they were there for slightly longer, but 38 off 20 is the launch pad that you want.
Exactly, very acceptable. Well, Suter comes back and says a lot of judgment and everything is fixed by beating the West Indies. Ooh, Suter you can only beat what's in front of you, mate. Is that what I'll say to that? Jay says Livingston's a wee bit straighter than Salt. Smith obviously better at half glance. And Jay also says, Sutu, everyone in the world wants England to lose, except for us England supporters, of course. It's all right, you're Scottish.
That may be true. Captain, my captain has arrived at the crease, Harry Brook, but he won't face. It will be Butler to face next. First ball of the 9th over from Moti. Comes in. Too much on the pads maybe gives Butler all sorts of time to play this towards long on, just a single.
And the advantage they've got here, isn't it? It's just because they went all guns blazing in the power play. Now, if they are just rotating singles, it's not going to do a huge amount of damage to the score.
No, and then they'll have time to finish off at the end. I mean, they've only got 12 overs left now.
Yeah, and they've got a damn good batting lineup today. I think some proper batters in there.
Very deep they go, Jesus.
So Harry Brook to face his first ball, and he will push that towards the edge of the circle in extra cover. Dre Russell will field, and there'll be no run. Do you want to jingle up Harry Brook?
I can do. Here we go.
Harry Brook is the future.
This one is
Unless he
on
passed
the
away, Simon Kerrigan bowled.
played towards deep square leg, and Brook is off the mark.
Yeah, Moti's slowing things up here, as he should do. It's just he needs the other bowlers to join him at that particular party.
Yeah. You can see an easy 6 or 7 off the over here.
Exactly.
As Butler dances around the crease before the ball is bowled, and in the end just plays it 5 yards away from himself, and they'll take a single.
It is
98 for 2.
If Josh Butler is like, it sort of feels like if you've seen that film The Substance, Josh Butler feels like he has been reborn out of a dying carcass to be the former Butler. Oh, it's good, you should see it. It's really good.
Sort of a flamenco-y type
Yeah.
bit of footwork by Brook there to play the ball down towards long on. He'll take another single. Are you saying that Josh Butler is Demi Moore in this?
I'm saying Josh Butler as captain was Demi Moore. And then the body that has come out of him is the Josh Butler now.
And that's the one where you get an extra body or something, don't you?
Yeah, it's really good, Bay. You should check it out.
Wide full toss, which Butler slices down towards a short third man, but it is right at the fielder, so he can't take advantage. And at the end of 9 overs, it's 99 for 2.
Well, Suzu says that's what happens when you colonise the fuckers. Jay Grover has given us a super chat.
Super chat.
He says that's what I get for praise. What, Jay? Windy Fanatic says, well, I'm back for another dose of humiliation. But this format lends itself to surprises. It's true. I mean, I did say before the game I thought the West Indies got a better line-up than England, but they bowled quite poorly to start with. They got some stars in the show.
Well, that's it. They have. I mean, there's nothing to say that they're not going to come in and doing exactly the same thing.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's a shame that Nicholas Pooran isn't here.
Yeah.
Windy Fanatic, why isn't Nicholas Pooran here? Anyone know?
We're going to go double spin.
Oh, we are.
Good move, I think.
It's going to be... Where is he? Got to find him again.
Okay, but it's going to be... Oh, that's a terrible first delivery by Royston Chase. Hold that jingle until he bowls a ball that's deserving of it. That's a rank, almost medium pace delivery down the leg side for a wide, which brings up England's 100.
Yeah. It was like a compendium of every bad delivery put together.
Yeah. He's going to try from the other side of the wicket now, and Harry Brook reverse. Well, it doesn't reverse sweep it. He reverse
slog sweep
in front of
reverse slog sweep. I'd say that
reverse
was kind of
sweep. Yeah. Sorry, words defied me there. It's gone for one of these.
You ask where I live. Here's the address I give. The phone.
For those of you watching in black and white, if he was standing normally, it would have gone over extra cover. And he's bowled him! He's gone to give himself room on the leg side, and he has simply missed a straight one.
Oh dear.
I won't look back, 'cause by the time that I do, you'll be
Oh well, nature of the game. The bowler is...
Roston cheese and what do you get? Cricketer, a village in Somerset. I did some research and when I was done, turned out that he's a man, that son of a gun.
And it just backs up James's theory that if Harry Brook wasn't captain, then he would have hit that ball over extra cover for at least 4 runs.
There you go. I think that would have been a 6. It might even have been a 10. But it was incredible. He really did, as Al said, he genuinely missed a straight delivery that was not doing much at all, slightly back of a length, and he just played all round it.
Yep. Just an attempt to smite things when maybe they don't quite need to be smote.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, it's right, isn't it? I mean, this is always the danger, isn't it? When you come into an innings in T20 where the 2 previous batsmen have just been hooning it all around the ground. you feel like you have to come in and do that immediately.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily. You can have at least a couple of balls. I know he did that fancy, kind of actually maybe slightly industrial style hoik over, but that was a mistake, I think, from old Brookie.
Yeah.
Well, such is life. Let me give you a couple. Mark Zips in. He says, after all, he sent a pic. He's obviously doing one of his record fairs. He's set them up. He's sent his set up. If you want to have a look at it, it's on Blue Sky. Thanks for the company, he says. I hope you're getting all your other people there listening to us. Windy Fanatic gives me the answer on Paul. Pouring is all about being paid at the moment. It's unfortunate, but true. Well, he gets paid in the IPL. I'm sure he gets paid for being here. But hey, that's his choice, I guess. Jay says, Windy Fanatic, hope you're right. And that one's for you. What's this thing doing? Discard clip. Discard clip. Yeah, that one was for you. The old the wicket. Which he just missed it, didn't he?
He just missed it. I mean, it's just similar. So he backs away, doesn't he, to give himself a bit of room. And the fact is, he didn't need to give himself a bit of room to do it. He should have just played at it. And then he just doesn't connect with it, does he?
No.
Yeah.
He likes to go inside out though, Brooke, doesn't he?
He does all the time. But this is an exciting moment, thanks to Brooke.
Wow.
It's going to be Tom Banton who's going to come into bat.
We'll have to find his jingle. I don't have it
So
here.
choice in, and this is down the leg side, and Banton does maybe what Brooke should have done, which is to stand exactly where he was and just play it into the leg side, just behind square leg. Easy single, Banton straight off the mark.
Good to see him back, actually. Much like you and me, Al. He's been in the wilderness. You, me, him, Liam Dawson. We're now all back together, which is good to see. But yeah, it's good. Let's hope he can make the most of this opportunity.
Well, let's hope so. He's in T20 terms, he's got all the time in the world. As Butler really kind of plays no shot at all, really, to a ball that goes through mid-wicket, and they race through the first one trying to get two, but the fielder will cut them off. Just a couple of balls before we swap roles, really, James.
Yes, we are. In a lazy way, we are simply going to change chairs.
Well, Messi's going to come and take over from me, I believe.
Yeah, how come Messi's in the studio? That gave me quite a shock. Is he on a European tour?
He is indeed.
He's on tour. There's T-shirts and everything. As Banton again turns a ball directed at his legs to square leg, and two West Indian fielders eventually get the ball back in. But a single, one ball left in this over, the 10th. England are currently 107 for 3 and are, well, in the box seat here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've slowed down. It's the truth of it. You know, since it's been all spin, the brakes have been hit, but the start they got off to means that they're still in an incredible position.
Maybe foretelling of England's innings, as this one is the quicker medium pace delivery from Chase. It will be again pushed through mid-wicket to deep mid-wicket. That'll be a single. And that's the end of the first half.
You have to come and sit here, Messi. Right, I'm out. You two chat.
Yeah, we will chat. So actually, before as Messi is taking a seat, should we just go around the scorecard a little bit? Duckett was first man out for 1, caught by Hope, bowled by Shepherd. Then we had Smith go, caught by Rutherford, bowled by Shepherd for 38. Then Brooke has just disappeared after a slightly awkward but also glorious 4. Went up 6, bowled by Chase. So currently we have Joss Butler on 54 from 30 deliveries and Tom Banton on 2 from 2 as Moti comes in to Butler there. Hi Messi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, James. Hello, Al. Good to see you again, my friend. Please be gentle with me on the jingles because it's been a while since I've been on the cart.
Well, let's with the spinners on. I think you'll be okay. It looks like it's just going to be 1s and 2s. As Butler dips down again to Moti, he drives it, but it's fielded at cover by Dre Ross, who's a man of an age where perhaps he doesn't want to be bending down too much in the field. So he likes to operate stop it with the palm of your hand and then gingerly reach over and throw it back. But
or tread on the ball with his foot.
It's a classic treader on the ball. Tread on the ball and kick it away. as Moti comes in again wide of the crease. This time it's more on the leg side, and Butler is able to manipulate that out. I think he'll possibly get 2 here. He should do.
He does, yeah.
He does indeed get 2. What are we expecting from Banton? Because I'm really interested. He had that enormous score in first-class cricket earlier in the season, and then he hasn't really done a lot since.
It's difficult sometimes to continue with that sort.
Yeah.
If kind of all the stars align for big. Was it triple 100, wasn't it?
It was 317 or something.
Yeah.
I've got it in my head. I don't know if that's exactly right, but maybe if you go that big, it's like winning an Oscar. You just go to pieces afterwards as Moti is in once more, and again similar shot from Butler, scooted out forward into the leg side. This time I think it's just for 1. England are now on 1-1-1 for 3 for all fans of superstitions.
I'd like to see Shea Hope kind of trying to take the ball by the horns here. If he could bring the mid-wicket fielder in and kind of almost try and cut off the leg side singles that are easy to come by with the line that's being bowled, then it might force the batsman into trying to think of something else.
I think that is a really, really good shout here. We've got Banton staring beyond his grill, dipping down like Jos Buttler and paying it off the back foot into the leg again, and that deep man that Al was just talking about means that it's only a single. But I think that's spot on, and in a way it feels like it's like a man who's been shot when he gets punched in the face instead. That feels like a bonus because they went so hard at the start. West Indies just allowing England singles feels like they're in a good position, but you're right, I think they can do a lot more here. As to complete the over, here comes Moti. This time it's driven on the offside by Butler. It's fielded by Dre Ross again, who says thanks for nothing. And the over is over. England are 1-1-3-4-3 from 11 overs. Messi.
So Jay Grover says to Suda, who a Scot lecturing someone about colonialism and imperialism is like a Britisher complaining about public school buggery.
Wasn't going to be my first analogy.
But there you go, it works.
Carl Herbert says Brooks' form against spin is why he shouldn't be captain with the World Cup in India. Maybe. Jay says my dislike of Ollie Pope is ludicrous, as is my affection for Roston Chase. I'm sure they're both evil.
Well, we shall see. The big man is back. Dre Ross limbered up by doing a couple of bits of fielding in the last over. His first over, lest we forget, went for 22, which is something I think only he and his parents will want to forget at this precise moment. But he comes in again now to Butler. Ooh. Butler gives himself a lot of space, but guess what? It's a slower ball and he misses it completely. Dre Russell throws his hands to his mohawk as though he's looking for the die that no longer has a home there.
When does the slower ball become the normal ball, and then a fast ball is the faster ball?
There we go. I think on this pitch, we're going to see a hell of a lot of this. A full pace delivery will be a surprise delivery.
It's called the Dwayne Bravo.
It's Dwayne Bravo. It is. Well, here's the Dre Russell, and it's whipped off the pads this time by Butler. It's going to be fielded. Well, it's finally fielded on the deep wicket boundary. But it was like two divers who decided they were going to go in at the same time. I don't know if they banged heads. Maybe they should have done it. It would knock some sense into them. But yes, one was almost taken out by the other. It was like something that would take... We're talking about boarding schools and buggery. It looks like something that would have taken place either on the rugby field or the dorm room later at night, depending on proclivities.
The fix is in.
The fix in. Anyway, here comes Dre Ross again out the back of his hand. Butler pushes out to his favourite forward position on the leg side for another single. He is now on 61 from 38, but he's slowed down a bit. So what do they do here? Do they just keep milking this and not worry about anything?
So, to me, there's a sense sometimes of it's only 20 overs. We've got to keep going. And it's like actually, we've seen so much T20 now. That we know that actually in the midst of this, that there's lots of time.
Yeah.
And to turn around and to say, well, actually, let's move this to over 15. Let's have 150 in the bank by the time we get to over 15, and then just let's let everything go crazy at that stage.
Dre Ross again, he traps Banton on the pads, and he's appealing, and he's given. He's given LBW. I thought that was either too high or going down the leg, but am I just being over optimistic? What do you think?
I'd have a review of this.
Yeah, I think they might. I think they are going to review.
I think he'll be lucky not to have umpire's call at worst.
I think that is the problem. I think it is going to be umpire's call here. Well, he sort of got caught doing nothing really. He got tucked up a little bit, as we see again. Dre Ross coming in, muscling the ball down. It's sort of a hard track. He just doesn't get up, and I think actually he could be in a bit of trouble here. The ball doesn't get up as high as he would like it. He's trying to pull it round. We're looking now to see if there's any bat on it. Don't think so.
Top and middle and red and leg.
I think this might even just be straight out, not even umpire's call.
He's on his toes.
Yeah.
And it's hit him above the knee roll, but I think it will.
Well, as Messi predicted, it's umpire's call, and sadly, Tom Banton out of the wilderness and back into the pavilion. He is out, and Dre Ross, who got marmalised in his first over, has shown that he is mighty in muscle and in delivery, and he gets Banton out for LBW for 3.
Oh, dismissals. Hang on. Sorry.
No, this is good. I listen, Messi. I feel for you because I know what. I've had that.
Silly little boy! What on earth were you playing at?
There you go.
Oh!
Actually, it's an appropriate jingle too, because
it is.
Yeah, because you can see both sides of this, can't you? Because he again has missed a straight one, because that was it was clipping the top, but it was just clipping the top of middle.
Yeah.
And from the glasses, half English side, you turn around and you go, it's a very lucky umpire's call, really.
Yeah, but I think the only thing I would say is the ball kept low. Now, that was obviously as a result of the slower ball, but he was obviously expecting to get higher. But what he has done is he has made room for the golden child, because out to the crease comes D blonde-haired, but still incredible.
Jacob Bettles, born in Barbados, now he plays for the English team. They say that he is an all-rounder, but that remains to be seen.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but
no, I thought that was perfectly timed.
Get your jingles while you can.
Yeah, I thought you got it right. Well, it's Jacob Bethel, folks, who is very much the man of the moment, at least in column inches. He is much talked about, but he is a man of great talents as well. He sounds, Jacob Bethel, like a character from a folk horror film. And he is hoping to be the stuff of nightmares for big old Dre Ross here, who's trying to draw attention to how big his chest is by polishing the ball on it.
He likes rubbing his nipples, I think that's what it is.
Do you think everyone deserves a bit of stimulation at this time on a Friday? As he comes in again, he plods his way to the crease. This time, it's a surprising bouncer, but as though to insult him a little bit, Bethel just really dips out of the way. No problem there for him. Are you guys excited by Bethel? Because I since he first came into the side, I've always thought that he would be something special, and it feels like maybe he's setting up that way.
I think that as I've got older, and not necessarily wiser, I've become more excited by the idea of fulfilled potential rather than just potential.
As Bethel tries to fulfill some potential here by playing a slightly uppish drive, which is fielded. There's no run. So Bethel is not on your radar at the moment.
No, well, to quote John Cleese in The Life of Brian, "You are the Messiah, and I should know. I followed a few."
Yeah.
I think there is so much pressure actually being put on him on the basis of a very small sample size. Lucky Six says this game needs a rapid unscheduled disassembly, which for those who don't know is the SpaceX description of explosion. Chad Wright says, afternoon all, refinishing some of my old windows today, so I'm only catching commentary between sanding discs. Lost 2 in the space of the last disc. How many for the next one? Guesses? I'd say 4.
Yeah, keep the disc going, because it seems to be every change that you're making is bringing a wicket. So we would appreciate it if you could just, like, I don't care if it kind of wears out completely, but we need to get going again here. Well, Moti is certainly appreciating your sandpapering as he's coming in now. And again, straight on the money, Butler pushes it out, but Moti is able to field it himself. And this is all slowed down a lot now with the combination of wickets and slower balls, hasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly has.
I mean, quite dramatically so, I think. Beforehand, it felt like they're just milking the strike quite happily. Now it feels like they don't quite know what they're doing. As Butler comes for a straight-legged drive, Dre Ross, the man of the moment, is there again, bulking his way towards the ball and throwing it back to Moti. He's trying to dry his hands.
But Butler's kind of retreated within his shell a little bit, really. At this stage.
Yeah, it absolutely has. Moti sees if the shell is still there. And Butler slaps it down the ground, but there's a fielder there, so it will only be a couple, I think, for him this time.
Just one.
Just one, in fact.
Just one.
We have some fan mail for you two.
Great.
Leah says, I like that Al and Jim are back. They really bring in a fresh perspective, and I like their accents, so that's a plus. I also like Al's beard. Good choice, that one.
Yes, Al. Agreed.
Yeah, I'm aiming for full Santa.
Yes. We need 3 beards on the screen. It's always a good thing.
Absolutely, yes.
Unless it's some sort of marital problem. As Bethel this time, I think, will get off the mark. He just awkwardly screws it round into the leg side to get the single. Yeah, I take your point that a lot of pressure is being put on Bethel. I think the thing I like about him is that there's more to his game than meets the eye. So the cliche that's being batted around at the moment isn't what the actual batter is like. You know, he's got more to him. And he's a gun fielder as well, my God. As Butler faces up this time, and he pushes it through, he beats Dre Ross cover there. But it's still just going to be, I think, a couple with a slow go station here. But I think maybe it's one of those situations where you just got to grit it out a little bit and then just go crazy in a few overs' time.
Yeah. 120 for 4 with one ball left in the 13th over is something that would have been taken before ball 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's slap drive down the ground by Butler again. And again, it is fielded. It feels like we're kind of on a repeat station. It's like the BBC. Everyone is exactly the same. Anyway, the over ends, and England are 1-2-1, 4 from 13.
A loaded one for you here, James. So watch out. It says, Kieran Rosebud says, Jim does love his metaphors. On-air similes don't rain, they pour. Implication and synonym. We are endeared to him, but is he available to take a moderately pregnant engaged cousin on a date?
God, you must hate that person. You must despise that person. What a terrible thing to do.
There's one small sentence away from one careful owner.
Yes, absolutely. Sudahu says Bethel looks like someone who's in a punk band, but turns out went to Eton.
Yes, well, I think that is very true. As Royston Chase comes in again, almost Yorker length there, but a nice sort of full toss length really. But again, Butler can only push it down the ground there. And actually, that poor old Eton's Jacob Bethel almost got hit by the throw as it came. Yeah, I think what's interesting about him is it feels like maybe if we use the music analogy, he was in a punk band and suddenly he's gone all folk. The fact that the bleach has come out of the hair, it just makes him feel I'm trying to be a bit more grown up now, a bit more serious. I'm a test player. I don't need the bleach bits anymore.
Yeah, that was just to attract attention.
Yeah.
Get the reflection so you could get the YouTube thing to get the selectors here.
Well, now he's playing a classy drive to show that he's more than a biffing merchant. But again, it's just for a single. I might just record us saying another single or pushes it out for another single because it does feel like Groundhog Day, except it's Groundhog
the
delivery.
Hotchkiss method.
It's the Hodgkiss method. I like the Hodgkiss method, so we should be using that. Wilson chase into Butler. He's on an England World Cup score and lofts it. And this time it's lofted all the way for one of the big ones. It's a 6.
Oh, the 6, you say?
A 6, I say.
It's 6, you say? Oh. I really do have to wake up, don't I?
Hey, no, you're doing a grand job, mate. Grand job.
You are. That was more like it, wasn't it, Al?
Yeah, with. And the thing that always seems surprising is that it seems so little different from the balls that have gone before it.
I think that's amazing. And then he does a classic ripple of applause at a cricket ground thing of then just getting a single off the next ball. So he's not inelegant. But you're right, I can't see what was particularly different except his intent.
Yeah, it was maybe a shade more towards the leg side.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So he's kind of had to clear his leg.
Yeah.
It's almost like he awoke from a trance almost.
Talking of which, here's Bethel goes onto the back foot and is cutting it, but again, Dre Ross is there. Dre Ross is like the most involved fielder in the match at the moment, which is something I wouldn't have predicted unless it was for catching. Bethel sticks his tongue into his cheek and comes down. Now he attempts to play that. He skews that out to a diving Dre Ross who cannot get hold of it. Leading edge there from Bethel, who ever since I've been bigging up for the past couple of minutes as the future of England cricket, is playing like the past of England cricket, which is not what we want. But anyway, 14 overs have gone and England are 1-3-1 for 4.
We have a super chat, but I'm fucked if I know where the
we could just sing it.
Marketing.
It's a super chat. It's
we go.
Super chat game, super chat game, super chat
The
game.
YouTube comments were not getting a mention. Too many lonely folks needing some attention. You post your super chat and then you pay the price.
These things we read for cash. These things we read for cash.
Thank you. Jay Grover sent us £5. Says, fuck off, James. I've seen our attention-seeking cardigans.
I am not wearing a cardigan, Jay, today for a change, but I take your feedback on board. As Shepherd comes in to Bethel attempts to pull it, but again doesn't have the timing for this, and it just squirts out onto the leg side. But it is gone out.
It's squirted out so in such a favourable place in terms of where the fielders was. It's literally it's rolled as far as the edge of the circle, and they took 2.
Yeah, it's absolutely. It's like, if you're going to have things go wrong for you, have things go wrong for you in that way. Shepherd looks singularly unimpressed here and is calling fielders in and pushing fielders out as he gets ready to come in for the next delivery. He does not expect this kind of behaviour from the batsman. Bethel 5 from 7, Butler now 73 from 46, but it's Bethel facing. Shepherd comes in, slower ball, attempts to kind of pull it round there, Bethel, and just misses it completely. Goes through to Shea Hope. It's again that slower ball, right? That's the
68 miles an hour.
I mean, that's slow. There's slow and there's slow motion, and that almost he almost beat the ball down to the batsman there, Shepherd.
Speaking of behaviours, James, Jay says, in capital letters, I remember everything.
Oh, Jay, God bless you. Thank you for that. This time, well, it's an odd bouncer that Bethel tries to get out of the way of, and then periscope style manages to hit it onto the leg side, and I think maybe
entirely by mistake.
Entirely by mistake. Yeah, he didn't mean it. Let's put it this way: he just forgot to pull his bat down, didn't he, Al?
It was. If you imagine placing the handle of the bat so that it sticks out of your forehead straight up into the air, that's how he's played it.
It was like he was waiting for someone to sellotape the handle onto the helmet.
Yeah.
It was astonishing. I will say one thing: when he realised it was going to hit his bat, he did give it a little twitch.
No.
It's the shot of a Dalek.
He twitched because it hit his bat. He didn't realise it was going to hit it.
Anyway, Shepherd comes in again. This time it's Yorker length. And Bethel, doesn't have to lift his bat up to his helmet this time. He can actually keep it on the ground. Wow, he has had a large serving of good luck. And he gets any more of it, he might end up vomiting all over the place. We're just seeing on the screen here, actually, listeners, the large boundaries here at the riverside. The riverside that's almost basking in midsummer with temperatures of around 13. And this time he tries to clump it away, cut it away, and doesn't get that either. He's struggling here as Shepherd has bowled the 5th ball of the over. And I have to tell you, everyone, that in 1 ball's time we're going to have another crew change.
Indeed we are. I'm going to hang in here, and the Bear and Jason are going to come back to join me in the studio, so we'll all be in the studio, but shall be seeing both of you gentlemen in the second innings.
I'm here for the second half.
I'm back on Tuesday. I've got to go out. That sounds like I've been punished, but actually it'll be fun. And as you see this time, it doesn't pitch, and Bethel is able to swat this away onto mid-wicket, just through for another one. So at the end of 15 overs, England, the slow-going England, are now a score that I can't remember because I can't see it, but I think it was 136. Make up your own mind.
James, have a great time. See you Tuesday.
Hey, see you guys.
Yeah,
nice
and you
to
bring
see
your cardigan Tuesday, mate.
I will do. Cardigans, go.
Lockie says, Jay, that super chat money has been spent on Crocodile. I can stay here, mate, because I'm here for Will, who's not on.
I'll just stay as I can see Jason moving into
gradually
position.
coming here, and the Bear is as well.
Right, in which case there's enough of you there.
Yep.
I will see you in the second half.
Okay, go and have your dinner. Thank you.
I'll try. Thank you, sirs.
Well, England have slowed down somewhat in the last 5 to 10 overs in this since the
yes.
rocket start, but even so, they're on target to get maybe 180. Sorry, Joseph comes in. That's chopped by Bethel into the offside. Is there a man going to field that? There is, but he had to come round. You're going to get 2. Oh,
I've got it on target for 200 myself.
Yeah, I've gone under 199.5.
Ooh, that's going to be very tight.
I think that's.
Well, I was thinking it was tight. They were offering me 201, and I was thinking of going over, but I just see a couple of wickets.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, Joseph's been expensive. 1 over went for 24, but he's gone for 31 in 2. But he's ready to come in now. Bethel's going to face. He only got 2 off that, and that's gone. Surely, yes, that's miles into the open stand at deep square leg. Bethel's hit it up and over for 6.
Oh no! I cannot. So I played half of 2 6s in a row, which is 1 6, and then the 4 was just bonus. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Well, that was a good shot. He hasn't hit much, has he, recently?
No, he's struggling to get a runner ball at the moment.
Yeah, they've only got 36 off the last 5 overs, which isn't a lot at this stage.
And the umpire's going, look at the ball, give it the cursory, has it been knocked out of shape? And say, nope, you're going to have to deal with it. Bowlers, get on with it.
Certainly quicker than an IPL game, though.
Yes, point I was making in the green with Bear. If this was a blast game, this would be over by now. They'd have finished the innings. Wide and going wider, and that's going to be a filthy wide by Joseph to Bethel down the offside.
You don't have to play wide jingles. I've given up on wide jingles, I have to say.
Wide.
I mean, that's purely done by the pressure of the last ball to Joseph. That's an overcorrection to a ball on the hips that's disappeared.
I'm amazed that Bethel's actually got more than a runner ball because he's struggled so much.
Well, that 6 took him over the line, didn't it? Yeah.
And that's another ball. He sees him coming. Bethel advances.
Oh, I think that's a bit tight.
And I think that's harsh on Joseph. I think he did the right thing. He threw the ball wide of the advancing batter, but he's been punished for it because he was just around about on the blue advisory line.
I think that's a bit harsh by the umpire, to be fair.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Joseph doesn't look particularly impressed, it must be said. But then again, he's often quite stone-faced. Anyway, Here he comes, the tall Antigan. That's another ball. Is that another wide, or is that just a dot? See, what's the difference between that and the previous ball?
I think they were very similar. I think he's got... yeah, he's been about unlucky, I have to say.
I think those balls are essentially identical. The only difference is Bethel hasn't moved and advanced down the wicket.
Essentially.
And he's not moved towards the ball either. So that's why he's stretching for it.
You get the feeling Bethel's trying much too hard at the moment. If he just...
He's not the quickest starter, it has to be said, Bethel.
And that is... his brain is absolutely befuddled here. He's tried a reverse scoop, swat, sweep type ball, and he's got nowhere near that. He'd be just better off just getting something on the ball and getting down the other end and letting Butler to do the hard hitting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Butler was 50 off 26 balls? And
yeah.
The next 20 he scored just 23 runs. And yeah, Bethel's just eating up runs. But in the ODI innings, he got that 80.
I thought that was a quite scratchy 80.
It was a very... Well, it didn't end up being scratchy, but it was scratchy for quite a lot of it.
That's in his hitting zone, and that's carved away down to third man. Ross and Chase Fields. There'll be a single taken, and I do believe he's in danger of nicking the strike again.
Oh, yeah, he is, isn't he?
There's one more ball of the over.
Yeah, one more ball. England 147 for 4.
Need a boundary off this delivery, really.
It's still been a fairly productive over, given the extra wides, but
there was a 6, wasn't there, as well, I suppose, yeah.
Yep.
There's been about 10 off the over.
11 so far.
Oh, right, okay, that's not so bad, considering it doesn't look like he's hit anything.
Yeah, all these stealth extra runs are being scored. That's Joseph's at the top of his mark. And bowls it at the pad of Butler. He gets it down to the man on the 45. Takes a single, keeps the strike, and 16 overs are gone, and England are 148 for 4.
Sudahu says of that ball that bounced and Bethel missed, he says he's went to leave the ball, but he's not realised it was a bouncer until it hit his bat. I think that's right. He didn't flick it. It was a surprise. 9-inch nails hurt moment right here. And I remember everything. What have I become, as Rasmore says. Mutley says, surely they want IPL games to take longer to get in more advertising. I think that's
absolutely correct.
Yes. And Lockie Six says, the River Don is no place for crocodilians. I may have missed the context of that.
Butler surveys the field, thinking, where am I going to hit the ball next? As Holder comes into bowl. 2 overs 21 so far. Takes his guard. He comes to 6'8" Holder. It's wide of off stump. Smashed off the bottom of the bat towards wide extra cover. They take a single.
No, they don't.
No, they didn't.
Oh, wow.
Hit it too hard at the fielder.
It was a rotten ball. He would have got a wide if he'd left it. And ended up being a smart ball.
I mean, England scored, 100 off 9 overs?
Yeah, they scored 35 off the last last 5 overs. So it's only 7 and over, which is... You'd expect them to get 40 off the last 4.
And they've lost 3 wickets in that time as well. More bludgeoning by Butler. Down to the long off. Rothman Powell, who hasn't bowled, fields and throws the ball back in.
It's been a good comeback here by the Windies, to be fair.
Yeah.
England will look very scratchy. I think
losing
those 4 quick wickets didn't do them any favours, did it?
Yeah, this is the IPL experience of the players who have come in, who are used to bowling in pressure situations and bowling at the death.
Yeah.
And can know where to bowl and how fast to bowl to try and stifle people who are coming hard at the ball.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, most of the players on either side may not play IPL, but they play enough of these bloody rambling tournaments.
Again, Bethel flamingos down the wicket, has a wild swipe of the ball that's wide of his off stump, doesn't make any contact with it, and turns what was potentially a wide into a dot ball.
Yeah. I mean, they either play PSL, they play CPL, some of them play
SA20. I know Liam Dawson does. For a start.
SA20, Big Bash. Well, SA20 is pretty much RPL version 2, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we're mainly South Africans, I suppose, but
short and wide.
That's
And
good.
this time, Bethel does connect with the ball and smashes it out to the extra cover boundary fielder. But it's only worth a single after all that effort.
haven't been able to find the gaps, have they?
No, that's England's 150 up now.
And it's fallen from 11 and 12 and over down to 9. So 9s is okay. 180 should be, well, we said at the beginning that would be a good score.
Yep. Well, I think.
But I think after the start you want to be chasing 200. But I mean, that's the joy of a start like that.
Holder, that's.
Fuck.
And that's gone for a reverse sweep. Dre Russell tries to come forward to catch that, and it essentially yorks him and goes over his hands and trickles towards the boundary where the third man fielder comes around and tidies up.
They got 2. That looks a bit arthritic there from Dre Russell, I have to say.
I can relate.
Thankfully, that wasn't connected with by Butler.
Well, again, the pace off makes it much harder to get something like a scoop like that, doesn't it?
Holder, and that's so wide. It's gone through square leg for
that's
4.
That's a great shot, though.
Yes.
I mean, that's very well engineered, but how he managed to get the ball through deep square from almost on the popping crease on the offside.
Yeah.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Well, that's your IPL experience for you, isn't it?
That's a super manufactured shot, and Holder, all he can do is go,
oh fuck. It's what he said exactly. I think I can read that.
Yeah. And that's the end of the 17th over. England are 156 for 4.
I think Mayank speaks for all of us when he says, thank fuck the IPL is finally over.
Yep.
Time for proper summer cricket now.
Yeah, we just got 2 more of these and then we're into Test match cricket for a whole month and a half, 2 months.
Until we get the 100.
Yeah.
Deep joy.
Unfortunately, we don't do that.
Matley says, I've been glad all the women's county T20 games are live on TV. But now we have the mother of all abominations, the 100, says Sudoku.
Not for another 2 months almost.
Yeah.
Shepherd is going to come in. Bowls a low full toss, and Bethel gives that the full beans down to long off. Dre Russ fields, and it's Robin Powell.
That's a sign how Bethel's not on his game though. I mean, a full toss he would normally be able to place really nicely between the fielders, and he's just gone straight down to.
You get the feeling he's trying to overhit the ball and not placing it into holes.
Yeah.
But it brings Butler on strike, who's on 80. Can he get to his 100 in 17 balls?
Should be able to.
That's Butler advances down the wicket. Shepherd bowls into his feet, but Butler managed to clip it very neatly towards square leg, and they take 2. That's well run.
Yeah, the fact that Butler's on 82 is sort of quite shocking in a way.
Well, it does show how ineffectual the other batsers have been.
Yeah.
Well, the exception of Jamie Smith, really.
Yeah. I mean, between Butler and Jamie Smith, they put on 120 of this 159.
Yeah. Well, it's often a way in T20s, isn't it? I mean, you kind of got to get in and get yourself a score.
Yeah, unless you're a really good cold hitter, you have no time to set up an innings. Super shot by Butler. I think Shepherd could even see before he bowled the ball that Butler was setting up for a reverse sweep, but he's absolutely timed the pants off that over and above point. It's gone about 2 bounces into the boundary.
Fantastic shot.
It's sort of more than a sweep, isn't it? It's a reverse hook almost.
It's a reverse slog sweep almost.
Yeah, that's about what it is, yeah.
But it's beautifully executed. There's not really a lot as a bowler you can do with that apart from bowl it wide and make him getting hard to connect with the ball. Once you see the batsman changing himself around. And the next ball, Butler advances and tries to smash the ball through the offside conventionally, chops it into the ground. Holder fields.
They got back for 2 still.
They did.
Hey,
Mainly because the ball was so mistimed,
yeah,
I think.
so.
Fields his hamstring. No, don't pull a hamstring now, Joss.
No. We don't need you for the summer for the tests, but hold
We need
out
you-
for another 2
We
games.
need you for another week.
Yeah.
Shepherd. Short ball. That is really a baseball swat. It's straight down the wicket.
Oh.
They've gone for 2, and the ball has been thrown at the stumps with nobody there. The misses, and they almost get an overthrow into the points man almost on the boundary, backing up. But yes, lots to happening in that ball. That's all action. And I think if he'd hit the stumps, it would have been close.
I think it would have been close if it had hit the stumps.
But Bethel was coasting at that point. Butler moves to 90. England 167 for 4. Shepherd bowls a ball into the pitch and it's slowly chopped down to long off. Takes a single, keeps a strike. 18 overs are gone and England are 168 for 4.
That was down to 67 miles an hour. Over to you, Messi.
Lockie says, I hope someone's looking after the possums at Maison Messi. Yeah, there is someone there looking after the possums and the ducks. And it's raining and cold there now, I hear. Jay says, Mayank is wise, in relation to his IPL comment, no doubt. And Lockie also says, seriously, England was on for 250 plus before Jay jinxed them.
Yeah, often never works out that way, does it, with a T20?
No,
That's the
you've
thing.
always got to start from scratch, and if you can't keep... No, it's always hard to go at the same pace as a man who's been in there since the start.
Yeah. And look, it's not been easy when the pace has been taken off the ball.
So, we forgot to say a lot about the GPL. I don't know if anybody actually ended up entering.
We'll bring you that information.
Because I forgot.
It's on one of the browsers, actually, if you go to Firefox on the bottom.
Alzari's going to complete his 4-over spell. He's gone for 40 from his first 3. It's the important 19th over. And that's on the blue advisory line, but edged over a vacant slip cordon. And it's gone quickly to the boundary. Butler gets a 4 and moves to 95.
Now, shut all those windows. It's open, yeah, on that one, on one of the tabs up there.
So
refresh.
A shot away from a T20 ton.
Well, yeah, he hasn't had one of those for a while.
Yeah, Tom Bruno over had 3 entries. 427, 497, 567.
I think 567 is a bit optimistic.
Yeah.
Very much so now.
I think 427 is probably optimistic as well. So I think everybody's going to be out in this today's
I think that's right,
tournament.
Well, yeah, if England don't get, what, 427, England have got to get 200, yeah.
I think Bears looking reasonably safe now. Bears bet, right?
That's a wide.
And that is, yep, it's a wide. No footwork from Butler as he tried to slash at the ball. It's over the blue line. And Joseph will have to bowl that one again.
All right. I've got, what, 27 runs to play with in 2 overs. Yeah, it could be close, you know.
Yeah.
I think you'll be all right by 5, roughly.
Yeah. Well, it depends.
But who knows?
Butler hits another 6, and
He
which
could
is
go
quite
absolutely
possible.
Burko in the last 10 balls. He's got nothing to lose once he's got his ton. And that could be another wide.
Yep.
Again, Butler shapes up for the reverse scoop, but the ball is outside his range of motion. And Alzari is losing the plot a bit here.
He's gone for 46 in 3 overs, basically.
There's still 5 more balls of this over to bowl.
He's got it in for the bear.
That's a good ball. That's just inside the blue line. That's smothered by Butler into the leg side. Lewis fields from deep mid-wicket. They got one, I believe.
Interesting they didn't try for two there. I thought he didn't hit that very well. I thought they might have tried to get back for the second.
Brings the slightly misfiring Bethel down to strike. He's on 19 off 20 balls. He's been a passenger for a large part of this partnership. Just giving Butler the opportunity.
He's under a run of ball now, and he's hit 6 in one shot.
So now's the time to open your shoulders and show your class. But he gets an awful good Yorker to deal with first. That was well dug out in the end, right arrowing right into leg stump. And he's bunted it down to Moti at long on. Takes a single, brings Butler down to face the next ball.
Well, interesting because Will Jacks is next man, isn't he?
He is.
He might have done better than this.
That was really well manufactured in the end by Bethel. Just about managed to get his feet out of the way in time to get the bat there. That could be LBW.
That is plum.
Absolutely done there.
I think that is my money safe. Butler has gone. Unless he's going to review it. Do you think he got an inside edge? Don't think so.
He's reviewed it. I think at the worst that is clipping leg stump.
I think it's smashing into middle, isn't it? I mean, he looked like it. It looked like it scooted quite low as well. It seemed to skid on. Beat him all ends up. He's right in front of his stumps.
Joseph is wide of the crease, and that is hit him in front of middle. That's going to hit leg stump.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's not that high.
No. It's just hit him on the knee roll. He hasn't gone forward at all. I can't see any reason for that not to be given.
Nah, that's out. Shame. He could have got a ton, but he didn't.
Here comes the review.
Yeah.
Umpire's call on middle stump.
Batter, batter, batter. Batter, batter, batter. Batter, batter, batter. On your bike, mate.
So Butler goes for 96 off, I think he was about 45, 50 balls.
Something like
No,
that.
I think it was more like 65.
No, it wasn't that high.
Anyway, 59.
59 it was. Something I thought.
Well, that's those extra balls where he was just knocking it around for singles in that sort of 4-over spell where Bethel was struggling.
Windy Fanatic says, I'm so sorry to say it, but England will lose the game. 200 runs is not on the cards.
Well, that's a switch around from you, isn't it, Windy Fanatic? When I first came on about 3/4 an hour ago, you were saying you were being shit. You were getting battered in the first 10 overs, 20 overs.
Anyway, here comes the latest of England's panoply of all-rounders.
It might be Will Jacks. Maybe it's Will Jacks. It's probably Will Jacks. Yeah, it's Will Jacks.
And he's got a chance for the remaining 7 balls to make the most of it. He's really can't lose here. He's got no downside to this innings at all as Joseph comes in. That's a full toss on middle and off, flipped into the leg side by Jacks. He gets a single, gets off strike, and there's 7 more balls to go.
I want to get to 190 here. 7 balls, another 13 if they can.
Yeah.
I think what beat Butler to a certain extent, the fact was it was a full pace ball.
Yeah.
Not super fast, but there were so many slow balls involved.
Well, that's an art in itself, knowing when to put the pace on. Another really good Yorker from Bethel into his toes by Joseph, and he gets 2 thanks to Jacks's quick running. But that was very well worked to get the ball to square leg and to scamper 2.
So they've still got 11 runs off the over.
Yeah, that's it. It doesn't feel like it, does it? But they have. And if they
after
get 11 off,
19.
11 off the last, they get 190, don't they? So.
Yeah. Windy Fanatic says guys need to sound more excited when there is a Yorker wicket. And Muttley says, to think I'm missing Corrie for this dross. No, you're missing Corrie to listen to us and be part of the fun. You know that, Mutt. And Jay Grover says, Windy Fanatic, I just want to see you happy, mate. Good luck to the fickle fanatic. May your hopes not be crushed by shite batting, says Lockie.
Holder's got 20 runs to defend for Bear to get his money.
Yep.
He's going to take the last over. He's bowled for 29 off 3. That's reasonably decent in the context of the game. He comes in, bowls it on, middle and off. Jacks flays that down to fine leg. There's nobody there. And that's 4 off the first ball. Bear's looking slightly worried.
Yeah, can't have 4 off every ball. That'll defeat me by. Oh no, hold on. No, it wouldn't actually, would it? It'd be it'd end up a 199. Actually, you can get. Oh no, 6 4s would take it over 200. Yep. You can get 5 4s. You can get 20.
No. Oh, you have to get 20. Yeah.
But can't get 21.
Yeah. That was still a miss hit by it.
It was all power and no finesse. But placed luckily. And he scarfed that ball. It's a strapple down to long on. They're running 2. They're going to get 2.
Good running.
It's really good running. As the ball was travelling down to long on. And 2 runs.
I think it's also really important to try and keep Jacks on strike because Bethel's having so much trouble.
Yeah,
I'm
fairly sure that they've said no. If it needs to be you being run out, Bethel, unlucky mate.
Well, yeah, I mean, in fact, it's the last over as well. You've got 5 wickets in a hutch. You might as well just try and get every bloody run.
You've got Chris Dawson?
Liam Dawson.
Liam Dawson.
Bowls left arm darts, doesn't he? If I remember rightly.
Again, that's probably hit too well to get 2 to
Dre
Russ, who's come in from the boundary to maybe 4 or 5 more yards to stop the 2 as well. But Jacks moves to 8 off 4 balls. Bethel gets a chance to redeem some of his reputation.
He needs to hit a 6, really. Or at least get a boundary in this over. He's struggled. Well, all will be forgiven if England win, I suppose, but...
yeah. If England win, the captain has done everything correctly.
Absolutely.
But round the wicket now for Holder to Bethel, the left-hander. And the ball is wide of off stump. He's given out the beans. Is that going to catch? No, it's short. And he's done what he's needed. He's got a single. There's a bit of confusion as the ball is misfielded by Shy Hope.
It's a pretty poor throw, wasn't it?
It was well wide of the stumps. Shy Hope deflected it and just not quite far enough away from himself and the backing up fielder to take a single. But it brings Jacks back on strike. 2 balls to go. England 187 for 5.
Bears 1 anyhow.
Bears looking good now.
Yeah, unless he bowls a stupid fucking wide that gets hit and no ball for 6 or something.
Tratued, yep. And it's a good rising slow ball. Jacks tries to hit it out of the county almost, but doesn't connect, and it just loops to Shy Hope.
Yeah, flapped at it really. It's a good ball from Holder again. It was took the pace off.
Last ball. Jacks. Slower, full toss almost, and hit down to Dre Russ, and I think he's gone there. It's a fantastic throw. Jacks was struggling to make the 2.
You don't need to go upstairs for that, do you, as well, sure, would he?
And the ball was bounced thrown right over the top of the stumps.
The TV reckons it's out.
Yep.
Oh, that's it's a great throw.
Yeah, I mean, Shy Hope has had to move his hands maybe 4 inches.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very accurate throw. He's out, so they get 1 run for that. So they should have done 188.
Does that not get us pinged?
It might do.
Sorry.
That's okay.
And I think the majority of the England side were very happy with that.
Yeah, I just think.
But with a slight tinge of regret, they didn't get more given the start that they had.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, given the start they had, you'd have wanted 220, 230, but
it's a very lopsided scorecard with three guys getting into double figures and no one else really.
Often away with T20s though, isn't it? I mean, this is it. You kind of need someone to get it. Often you don't get lots of people getting scores. I mean, you need one guy to get big.
Yeah.
One big innings gets you a decent score, and that's exactly what's happened. 96. I mean, it is a decent score. I mean, we all do feel a bit. Maybe they should have got more, but 188 on if you looked at it in the round, you'd say that's a fairly decent
Looking
score.
at the bowling figures, Joseph expensive, Russell expensive, Holder and Shepherd pretty steady, sort of 8.5, 9 and over.
Moti, 5.25 and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really interesting that it's the first time I've seen Bethel batting with so much difficulty for a while. He didn't come through it.
Well, yeah, what I was saying, that's what I thought when he got that 80 in the second ODI. I thought he was pretty scratchy for 30 or 40 balls, and then he had 20 overs where he went absolutely ballistic.
I wonder if he's a batsman who likes faster paced pitches.
Yeah.
And therefore he can just play his shots and know that he's going to get pace off the pitch onto his
bat. In that case, he'll be very happy in Australia, won't he?
Well, you'd have thought so. I mean, he does like to pick the spinners up over Cow, but that's left-arm spinners bowling at him, really not a righty.
And that's probably why Ross and Chase only bowled 2 overs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I thought he might bowl more.
Yeah. A few messages. Mayank says, so much sport this weekend. French Open finals, cricket, and so much World Cup qualifying football.
Yes, true.
To which Lockie says, Australia beat Japan. And Jay Grover says, World War II was a while ago.
England are playing Andorra.
Well, whoopee fucking
Footy.
do. I hope you guys have got jingles for the West Indies, says Encom Richard, which we have indeed.
Once the bearers sourced them all from the vast jingle library.
I think most of them are there. Anyone else we don't really have to find as we go along.
Yeah, our jinglers have produced everything we need. Lockie 6 says, geez, Jay, it seems just like yesterday that Japan lost to Australia. With a little lady luck, we are good to win this one, says Windy Fanatic. And Mike says, I still have my eyes on getting tickets for all 5 days of the Old Trafford and Oval Test versus India in July, August. Looking forward to my bank account looking skint after that.
Well, indeed. You're coming in here as well, I presume, Mike, when you're in London. Or in the country, anyway.
Well, I hope you've got some already, because the Oval is sold out for the first 3 days already, as I understand.
I'm going on one of those days,
Yeah.
as is Forthy.
Oh, excellent. Shall we take a break?
Yeah, we should take a little break.
So, where do we want to go on here?
I'll just whack on a little podcast. We'll literally be off for about 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll do it on the...
yapping and I'll just go and put some...
Yep.
Okie dokie. We shall do that. The GPL is going to be safe no matter what, it would appear. So, just remember that come Sunday, there will be 161 quid in the pot, which will be very nice to have.
Yep. I should start entering.
You should start entering. Yeah, now some people have done all the hard work of building it up.
I've missed a chance for Euro Millions tonight because it's 180 million quid.
Oh, you've missed.
Right. If I remember rightly.
That's right. But his biggest legacy is starting the PCA and being a real union man of starting to look after players. And God, I mean, he started sponsorship really for cricket as well. He was on the ball with that. He was way ahead of his time. And he did so much. He did so many jobs. You know, everybody wanted him.
Moore.
Yes.
And Bobby Moore was seen as being highly likely to be an England cricketer, and Fred was going to play for England at football. And somewhere in that whole story, the whole thing got reversed. And I looked at it and I thought, oh God. Talk about a little tease, and I was going, I want to know more. Tell me more about that. And of course, you're not really. That's not the angle of the book at all. But
it's not.
It was just such a fascinating sliding doors sort of thought.
It is, isn't it? But there's so much in Fred. I mean, he does so much that he couldn't go into too much detail about one thing because it just would. I missed out a whole.
And Bobby Moore was seen as being highly likely to be an England cricketer, and Fred was going to play for England at football. And somewhere in that whole story, the whole thing got reversed. And I looked at it and I thought, oh God. Talk about a little tease, and I was going, I want to know more. Tell me more about that. And of course, you're not really. That's not the angle of the book at all. But
it's not.
It was just such a fascinating sliding doors sort of thought.
It is, isn't it? But there's so much in Fred. I mean, he does so much that he couldn't go into too much detail about one thing because it just would. I missed out a whole chunk of all the stuff he does about doing his Barbados tours. Really, there was a massive amount of that. But
there's definitely a sense of redemption in a lot of the stories. We do, I don't want to sort of give them all away because people need to read the book.
Night Bear, you mean?
Well, okay, let's not set our bar too high in terms of what we're actually hoping for.
I'll get there eventually.
So Walid Khan, you talked about Roland Butcher. You've got people like Georgie Heath, who obviously we know very well. She's been on the show with her dog and charming, and
her story's quite
Sue
hard,
Redfern, first umpire to do a women's umpire to a first-class men's game. I think she did the Derbyshire game between the story. The whole thing got reversed. And I looked at it and I thought, oh, God. Talk about a little tease. And I was going, I want to know more. Tell me more about that. And of course, you're not really. That's not the angle of the book at all. But
it's not.
It was just such a fascinating sliding doors sort of thought.
It is, isn't it? But there's so much in Fred. I mean, he does so much that he couldn't go into too much detail about one thing because it just would. I missed out a whole chunk of all the stuff he does about doing his Barbados tours. Really, there was a massive amount of that. But
there's definitely a sense of redemption in a lot of the stories. We do, I don't want to sort of give them all away because people need to read the book.
Night Bear, you mean?
Well, okay, let's not set our bar too high in terms of what we're actually hoping for.
I'll get there eventually.
So Walid Khan, you talked about Roland Butcher. You've got people like Georgie Heath, who obviously we know very well. She's been on the show with her dog and charming, and her
story's quite.
Sue
hard,
Redfern first fled Syria, didn't they?
Whistle saw her aunt beheaded in front of her. Yep. And then their story is just brilliant. They came over to Al Sama, to a refugee camp in Lebanon run by Al Sama, and they are now cricket coaches. They couldn't read or write. They couldn't do anything. Now they're really literate. They're cricket coaches getting paid to do the cricket. They're hoping to go to the Olympics. They're flying, and both of them are just wonderful girls. Just so much character. Oh, they just made my heart sing when I was speaking to them. So much joy in them.
I think, and then Dan. That's our team of 11.
Why Dan?
Okay, Dan, because he loved cricket so much, he started.
Because Annie would not be here were it not indirectly.
Yeah. What he started his own test match sofa.
Yeah.
Did he name check anyone else, or did he just say it was me?
Oh no, he does talk about a lot. He talks about a lot of people. You're included in that chapter, Ben.
If you don't know our story, it is worth saying that chapter is a very good one to read for a potted and a pretty evenly balanced. Why we're here today.
I will be the judge of that. I might have to read that chapter especially.
Do it because it's I mean, Dan is, he didn't sort of sit there going, "Oh, this is my, my strike." He was very much sort of pushing the whole gorilla thing and making errors and just how he was very Dan.
And we're back. The batters are just getting into position. Evan Lewis is opening for the West Indies along with... Is it? We're on a countdown. The Bear's back in his seat.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Oh,
Johnson Charles.
Yes.
Okay. Why did you open teams?
Because I couldn't... I didn't realise it was... Oh, never mind.
First ball. It's worked into the leg side by Evan Lewis, and there is no run. Let's have some jingles. We have... where is Evan Lewis? He's here.
Oh, hey, 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 Evan Lewis, what you trying to do? Hey, Evan Lewis.
Still buggering around, doing
Good
things.
start, already behind the rate. Interesting to open up with Dawson, though.
Well, that's accurate. It's on the stumps, but it's turned around the corner. Maybe they don't want to put pace on. It's not a bad idea. They've got two spinners, haven't they? Two special
least
spinners
two.
and Will Jacks, exactly.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
And Dawson, to be fair, does often bowl in the power plays in 20-over cricket. So it's not necessarily that much of a surprise.
And the other batsman is...
You say that you want Spencer Johnson, well,
It's not Spencer Johnson. That one's defended, and there is no run. It's because for some reason...
It's the wrong Johnson.
There we go. Right,
It's not
after
Mitchell
this
Johnson
one-
either.
No, he's not Mitchell Johnson. I was wondering if he's still in there. That's flat and into Johnson Charles. He can't work into the leg side. There's no run. He has a winkle that goes up. A winkle? A jingle even that goes like this. It's been a long day. I had a couple of pints in the pub this afternoon. It's quite nice.
You're mixing your drinks. That's why.
Backwards name alert.
You know, what else
Johnson
am I gonna
Charles.
do? Let's play back to Liam Dawson.
There's no spin at all.
No.
That's very much arm balls darted in.
Darts. Works in T20s.
Yeah, just
Works
for
in
one
ODIs.
over.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the thing is, I think in T20s you can get away with it for 4 overs.
Well,
I
there's
think
very
in
much a
ODI
plan in the first 6 overs to bowl maybe 5 of your 6 bowlers, so they all get an over to see how they go.
Yeah.
The only thing that stops you doing that really is having spinners, and if they're good enough, they can do that then.
Well, that's given actually a little bit of flight. And of course, the reason why you don't do that is because it trickles its way out, not to the square leg boundary for 4, because there is a man out in deep. It's Bethel.
Actually, we've got 4 bowlers, 4 spin bowlers. I forgot about him.
Bethel, Jacks,
Rashid.
Dawson and Rashid. Yeah. Well, that over when he went for 4, which is a better start than the wind he's had. So we're all good.
Windy Fanatic says, with a little lady luck, we're good to win this one. Says Test match cricket hardly lasts all 5 days, especially if West Indies is playing. Buy the first 3 days and save some money, Mayak. I think that's right. There's not a lot of Test matches that have gone to 5 days in England over the last few years.
No, I don't think the last one that did.
Although there must be some rain due.
Ashes
so maybe
did. At least one of the Ashes matches did.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Manchester got rained out, didn't it? And it wasn't. Yeah, there was a couple, didn't they? They went right deep into the last game. But
Lord's one went almost to the last half an hour.
Yeah, but mainly because the ones that did go into the 5th day were rain affected, even though the scores weren't huge.
Anyway,
the new bowler, the other end, is I'll give his jingle after this. First ball stands there, Charles.
Nice
sort of works it down at fine leg for 4 runs. It's one of these.
It's Nissan She.
And the bowler is.
It's Nissan She. Cast your hopes and dreams are flying at half mast. When the bribing comes a calling, all your pleas will be falling. Stick it all right up your Bryden cost.
Wow. Man on his home deck, he should know where to bowl and what to do.
Yeah, quite possibly. Here comes Bryden Cast. He's in. That's directed down there again. Charles tries a similar sort of shot. He basically doesn't move his feet. They're like lead, like concrete blocks. He's just swinging from the hip.
Yeah. And that was a bit of a cock botherer.
Yeah. I'm trying to cramp him for room. Cast can go for runs, it has to be said. Adjut's in, so you need to swap seats.
Hello. I'm
Hello.
sorry.
That's all right. You never know what time these things are happening at, do you?
I'm sorry. No, it's more like I had a last minute issue with my webcam. I had to switch machines.
That old chestnut. That's a wide.
Am I visible or am I visible? Honestly. Am I visible?
You're visible. You're all good.
Thank you.
Do you want to change the screen set over there?
In any case.
Did you see the first innings?
Yeah, I saw it. I mean, I was following it till the end. I thought they underwhelmed that day.
Yeah.
Somehow, pretty run short again.
Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you? But I mean, it's still a reasonable score. Carr spells that full pace. Charles has a swing. Can't get anything on it. It's through the keeper and there's no run. The problem is when you go off like a train like that, isn't it? You just think, oh, we should get 240 here. But it's often not the way.
Last 5 overs, they really slowed down. I mean, you should put some of it down to Bethel. But I think, they missed about 10-15 runs in the end because of that.
Yeah. I think so. I think more than that really over the course of the innings. Should have been more like 220. But
exactly.
Anyway, Charles facing up. Bryden Cast is in. He's really not moving his feet, Charles. He just stands and wafts. It's very odd to watch. It's a bit like watching.
Very flat-footed.
Yeah, he is, isn't it? It's a bit like watching Salt.
No, Salt moves his feet a lot more than that.
Yeah. I would say this test length will bother most people, but somebody who won't move his feet has his work cut out for him, right? Like Mr. Charles here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think of the person who used his feet least. And it's probably another West Indian, to be fair.
Who?
Chris Gale.
Chris Gale, yeah.
Well, I mean, he's had test 300, whatever you may say.
Well,
right?
exactly. That's pulled, and there is only one down there. That's gone all the way.
Yeah, he just towed that off the
top
corner.
edged.
No, it's gone. Wow.
Yeah, it has. It's 6 runs. Obviously, big lad with a lot of power.
Yes. Well, when he hits, they stay hit or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's not a good start by Cast. Pace on. It's
this
going.
is the thing, isn't it? I mean, I think you're almost better off just bowling spinners in T20s.
I mean,
that was
when you look at
the plan.
When you look at that grip of Charles, it doesn't look like he has any front foot defensive or drives through covers.
No. Everything's bottom hand, doesn't it? Gives it another big yahoo. Misses that one. 15 for none after 2. Jason.
George first says, looking at the scorecard, England gifted a few of their wickets. Surprised that Brook went cheaply. Well, he just missed a straight one.
He did miss a straight one, yeah.
Windy Fanatic says, please tell Charles and Lewis that this is not a test match. Hit out or get out.
Well, to be fair, Charles doesn't look like he can A, play defensive, and B, he has trend swinging at everything.
Lockie 6 says, good thing this is T20. It's 5:25 a.m. and I'm only 4 beers left.
Oh my word. 4 beers might get you through. One every 3 or 4 overs.
I mean, you can just go into breakfast after that. Have a coffee, then go out, right?
Go get yourself a full English. Well, I don't know if obviously he's not somewhere. Well, maybe they might do full English. Where is he? Who was that?
That's interesting.
Lockie 6. And Muttley says to Ajit, good to see you.
Hi, Muttley. And hello to everyone.
And yes, the spin experiment from this end continues.
Well, indeed, we have another bowler giving us jingle after the first ball, which is hit. But can't beat cover and there is no run. It is.
It might be Will Jacks. Maybe it's Will Jacks. It's probably Will Jacks. Yeah, it's Will Jacks.
That's going to be a wide.
That's going to be a wide.
That's a wide, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, it is a wide.
Well, I did wish hello to all my listeners because there's one special pair. My parents are tuned in.
Your what?
My parents. They are viewing me live.
Oh, right, okay. Hello, Ajit's parents. That one onto back foot is pushed by Lewis. Can't beat cover again.
Yeah, I mean they've come here to visit me, so it's still not an ungodly hour for them to watch a game or follow something on TV.
Yeah, it's only 4 hours ahead in India, isn't it? I mean, I can't remember what time, so it's 8:30. So yeah, it must be just after midnight, nearly 1 in the morning, I suppose.
Yeah, they're early to bed sort of folk. No.
Yeah, well, I can't stay up anymore.
It's a pain being old, isn't it? Because you go to bed early, but you can't go to sleep.
No.
Definitely.
Well, that one's played up towards mid-on. Well, there isn't a mid-on. Mid-wicket's kind of covering 2 positions.
That was good work. I think that was Duckett. He was very quick. But look, how will this guy tackle spin? I mean, where you need to move your feet because the ball is slow.
Well, I think that's what they figured out, isn't it? Ooh, that was arrowing. That's a good shot.
Oh, no.
He does hit through the offside. It's a bit unfortunate. Well, I mean, it's a good shot. He's pierced the field on the offside. It's quite close to the man at cover. But Jax has come around the wicket to the right-handed Charles. He's gone step to leg and then played inside out through the offside.
That was
just missed the cover. It's a shame.
I mean, just to prove me, he's actually hit that through cover.
Well, he's actually made foot movement as well, which is the major thing.
There you go. He's adjusted.
He
So,
moved his body.
I stand corrected.
Well,
hang on.
The classic I didn't bowl that. Will Jackson checking out what Johnson Charles is going to do, and he was getting ready to switch hit that.
He was already in position.
Yeah, he was already in position. He's gone outside leg stump and he clumps it down to opposite. Yeah, we're going to have a long on, aren't we? Just because he's a spinner, even though it's a power play, that's where one of the fielders will be.
For somebody like Charles, who's really strong bottom-handed, he'll have a wide-ish mid-off or long off. Let's say long on. Sorry.
Long on. They'll have a long on.
Makes sense.
And presumably someone out by Cow, I thought. That's another wide down the leg side.
Yeah, he's misdirected that one. I think he's bowling a bunch of darts.
It's the right
he's not happy
idea,
to toss it up.
But he's just wrong by a couple of inches.
The wine's over by the computer, Mitzi. You should actually go back in the fridge because it will get warm and it's white, obviously. Oh, wow. Oh, no, that's really unfortunate.
Oh, dear.
Lewis has battered that over the top of cover. It's a really good effort by Bethel. He's come around from long off to try and field it. He's managed to get there, but in trying to stop the ball, he's kind of dived at it, flicked it with his hands, but he's flicked it too much back over himself, and then he couldn't get out of the way to stop it from going into the boundary. He couldn't touch it because he was in contact with the boundary at the same time, and eventually he sort of fluffed it all up and it rolled into the sponge. It's going to be 4 runs.
When he flicked it back, he hit his own body. The ball rolled with him after the tumble. And momentum just carried it to the fence.
2, 3.
Well, 3 overs, 27.
Jay Grover says to George McPherson, whenever I miss Harry Enfield, I know you will live on as a discarded character.
What?
That's Jay Grover dissing George McPherson. Windy Fanatic says, he's an unorthodox batsman, that's Johnson Charles, like Viv Richards. Well, Viv Richards wasn't really unorthodox. No. You just knew that every time you bowled a ball on middle, it would go through mid-wicket.
Yeah.
Yes, or square leg, yes.
I wouldn't compare Johnson Charles to...
no, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's,
exactly.
Chalk and whatever cheese you want. Your favorite.
Exactly that. That's into the pads and he doesn't hit it and there's no run.
Rich Turner also says, good evening from Taunton. Are they playing there tonight?
Are they playing there tonight? T20 Blast? Down the track. Oh, he stumped.
Oh, dear.
Don't get them very often. Johnson Charles comes down the track. I think Dawson hung that up a little bit.
Well, exactly, and tossed it wider.
That's the surprise ball. That's the one that turns rather than is a dart.
Well, if you give it a little bit more air, it's probably going to grip, isn't it? And beat it in the flight. It's a bloody good delivery, you have to say. Yeah, he's definitely put his arm over the top. That has turned. And Johnson Charles has been done like a kipper, and he is gone. And the West Indies lose their first wicket. I was just about to put an under on as well, actually.
The crowd says, the crowd says, the crowd says you.
I think it's about time they lost a wicket. But,
we have a super chat.
We have a super chat.
We do.
We have a jingle lined up for that. Here we go.
And it's £5 from Jay Grover, who says, I normally praise at it, but I recommend his comb over enters orbit. You're not fooling anyone. It's a bit harsh.
There you go.
You got to shave it off, mate. It's the only thing to do when it's like that. You got to shave your head.
I'm very close. Very close. Yes, I agree.
Embrace the baldness.
Yeah, you can't fight it. You may as well embrace it.
Absolutely.
Well, you can be bold and beautiful, or
you could go and get some plugs.
Nah, mate.
You can get the Shane Warne hair weave specialist
exactly.
to ruin your life and take all your money.
Well, you can also just keep the hair and your money, but
Windy Fanatic
well,
says,
I'm one of those that probably believe in aging gracefully. But I take the point of the Kumbar. I'll pay some attention to it. Yeah.
Windy Fanatic says, I'm kidding. Johnson Charles can't bat.
We knew
well,
that.
we saw it. Is
it Shane? Yeah, it is Shane.
Yes. This will be a classy battle, I think.
Yeah,
this guy can bat.
He does. I like Shy Hope.
Shay home, Shay home, Shay.
First ball's into the pad, working to the leg side. And they get
dear.
for a single.
And Rich Turner comes back to me and says, Somerset are away at Hove today. I'm here for England women tomorrow.
Third ODI against the West Indies. Going for the clean sweep, aren't they, in both formats if they win tomorrow?
Last game of the whole tour, I think.
Yeah.
They're 5-0 so far. The women. But nonetheless, look, it's nice to see an occasional test match sort of a ball in a T20 slogfest. And the speed is dizzying for me. I'm coming from the IPL world, right? This is way too fast.
Yeah, it does, actually. The first thing was only about an hour and 20 minutes. No, I mean, it's a bit longer than that, actually. That one's across Lewis, doesn't turn. It's just played out into the covers and there is no run.
Yeah, you're only allowed 75 minutes in the blast.
75 minutes.
Look at that turn on that one.
Yeah, I
and
know.
just that's good length. That's spinner's good length in a game.
Well, that's what I
he
mean.
was not thinking anything
He
else.
gave it
Wonderful
proper,
bowling.
went over the top with the arm and put that proper action on the delivery. It's played out on the leg side by Lewis to get himself a single.
Bare nose left arm spin.
I do know left arm spin.
Maybe you should start a podcast with that name, Bear. Bear nose.
Bare nose spin.
Left
The
arm
thing is,
off
I've said it all on the show before.
Of course. Do they have a mid wicket? Oh, they do, I think. Or is that a cover? Yeah, they do have a mid wicket. You're all right, Bear.
Yeah, so the Bear is happier.
That one is played up towards
There you go, that's the mid
mid-on.
wicket. Oh,
Scoot
right.
through for a quick single.
But wonderful over, actually. If you think of it, 3 runs and a wicket, you'll take it any day, right?
Well,
T20
absolutely,
in the power
especially
play.
in the power play. Exactly that. The lights are on.
Windy Fanatic says, the opposite of hope is despair. Well, despair clearly can't bat. Hope can bat quite a lot. He's got, what is it, something like 12 ODI hundreds, and he's probably got an equal number at least in 50s in T20s.
He's a class batsman.
And you would think, right, he could have done a bit more with his test career, but I think, that's by the way.
Well,
he was actually invited to be the skipper, and he turned it down apparently because
Well,
they had to pick,
I think you could see where the runes were telling them where the West Indies performance was going. Kieran Roscoe says, Bear spin tutorial will be in high demand from Darren Sammy right now. Up the prices, Bear.
Hope's facing up, nicely driven, but straight to the man at point is Jamie Smith. And there ain't no run.
Poor David Lewis has barely had a look in so far.
Well, he's had 7 balls, he scored 7 runs, he's certainly not looked particularly fluent.
Exactly, no big hits yet, but probably these days he takes a little bit of time, but knowing that you have those big hits at the end, much like what Butler does.
They got some biffers down the order as well, don't they? I mean, you've got Dre Russell.
Oh yeah, I mean, Chase is the only one I think left who can bat anything traditional. Everybody else is a biffer.
Pretty much. Cars in again, second ball. It's played back to him by Hope, and there is no run. I mean, I do think it's a case of, I don't know whether you want to be bowling pace in the power play. It seems to me that pace goes.
Well, if you bowl pace, it's got to be that lifting length.
Yeah.
No, just back of good length, that 6 to 8 or 8 meter mark from there.
Yeah, but if the pitch isn't doing stuff and the ball even doesn't deviate at all, I mean, even that, if it sits up, it's kind of in the hitting arc. You only got 2 fielders out. Cow is, wide open. Get it wrong line, and it's quite easy to cart into the leg side. That's fairly decent balls up to mid on.
Now, I like to give Cars a little bit of credit. A very canny operator, I think.
Yeah.
He's really come of age, and suddenly he's all over all the 3 formats, isn't it, for England? I like that.
I have news from Paris. From Lockie 6, he says Yannick Sinner is 2 sets up against Djokovic.
Yeah, Joker, yeah.
Djokovic is never going to get that extra Grand Slam, is he?
Who knows? I mean, you never write that guy off. That's the one thing I've learned the hard way.
He's 38. The same thing happened at the end of
Federer's
career. You know,
he's no Andre Agassi, that's for sure. Andre Agassi, I think, won at 37.
Oh, now that's into the pads. Probably would have gone to the stumps, but
outside leg, right?
Yeah, miles outside leg.
Slow, but it's a good restrictive ball. You can forget the dismissal, but well bowled.
It was only 75 miles an hour.
Oh wow! Mike's given me another piece of news from the footy world, which you would not expect.
What's this?
Norway are 3-0 up against Italy.
Really?
All right.
At half time. What a time to be alive!
My word, is that a World Cup qualifying?
Oh.
Yes, I think it is.
Not a friendly.
Holy cow!
Fuck me. Bryden Cast is in. He has got hold of that one.
Yes.
Not particularly well, but he hasn't got enough of it to get forward.
No, they've covered it. There's your boy, Bethel, right there.
There is Bethel. He must have been down at deep square leg, and they only got through for a single.
I think they told him now you're going to go all around the boundaries based on how you batted. Right.
No, that must be.
That's Banton.
That's Banton. Okay, I didn't.
Oh, it's Banton. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. We are about to have a change.
Look at this. I'm saying before the 5th over is done, they've hardly scored more than 1 a ball. This is fantastic going if you're England supporter.
It is indeed. Jason, Al, and Messi, I guess.
Yeah.
You're going to come in and do some more jingles, Messi. Yeah.
Well, lovely to see Messi in person as well.
Short.
Is out.
Is he out? As an appeal?
So.
They're convinced, but the umpire is unconvinced.
Ah, interesting. And they're going to go upstairs?
Well, they must have heard something.
Well, I think they've reviewed straight away,
yeah.
So they must have heard something. They must be convinced. It can't be anything but bat if they heard a noise.
It was far enough. Sorry. Yeah, far enough from the body. It can't be anything else.
Well, I did go the under in the hand reviewed, and they're pretty confident. So let's have a look.
It was almost instinctive. The referral.
And it was no good to get Shy Hope.
I mean, that
I don't know. Didn't look like.
Well, he literally lost his helmet. I don't know what that. What
very
that was.
interesting. His hat, his helmet, almost fell off. Maybe it's that piece of noise.
Oh, could be. Now that the ball has passed the back, there's
certainly no noise there. There's nothing there. It's quite away from.
But the helmet nearly came off his face. It was almost like one of those Pericles statues, no? With the helmet here.
The strap was underneath his nose, trying to keep the thing on.
Well, okay. Well, I'm out of here. Al, you're back.
Thank you.
See you later.
And see you gents later. Bye.
And I do believe, Al, it's me, is it not?
It is you.
Yeah. Well, this is a steady start by West Indies. It's not explosive and probably not enough to get them into contention for the win unless their players down the order really get a move on. What are your thoughts, Al?
Well, the England innings was early explosion followed by
gradual decline.
A kind of gradual decline into a regular milking of runs. Whereas this hasn't, the fireworks haven't really begun.
No.
But the key to it is that if they know how to pace an innings. Of course they do. The key thing for me is that they're only 1 wicket down.
Yeah, but so we're England at this stage.
I think that's right.
But in terms of chasing,
they know what they need to do. I think that the key thing in all of this is the slowness of the wicket. I really do think that's making it really hard for everybody.
I'm going very interested to see the Rashid factor when he comes on in a couple of overs' time.
Well,
we're going to get a change of bowling for the 6th over. It's going to be Matthew Potts, I think, to come into the attack for his debut match at his home ground.
I've heard from Potts that the kettles are filthy black. You know he might do. Let's bring him into the attack.
Potts has been looking just a little bit sharper in this year than he has done in previous years. He's always been, sort of 85 83, 85 miles an hour. But this year he's been looking appreciably sharper, sort of up to the 87 to 89 points.
Do you think that's mechanical, or do you think that's?
I think it's part mechanical,
physical?
Part fitness. Anyway, he's into Lewis, round the wicket, all along the floor. They do scamper a quick single to the mid-off. A throw comes in, doesn't hit the stumps. But ones are not necessarily going to do this for West Indies.
No, but at least it came onto the bat then. The sense that they've just had to wait for everything in the past is different. I think if he does bowl with pace, it actually makes it easier for the batters. I think he'll slow it up a bit.
I think he'll bowl cutters into the floor and various paces and lengths so people can't time the ball very well. As Shy Hope clears his eyes over the wicket from Potts, and that one is caught by Duckett. Didn't really get hold of that, Hope. He was trying to hit it over mid-wicket, got it kind on the bat, didn't time it, and they just looped up. Duckett's taken a fairly straightforward running catch to his side, and that's the end of the big danger of Shy Hope.
Fuck off! Just fuck off!
Oh, that's harsh.
Well, it was a poor shot.
Yeah, he's ended up mistiming it more towards mid-on, hasn't he, rather than over mid-wicket.
Yeah. And that's a debut wicket for Potts in this format, and not nice to do it at home.
No. It's a big blow for the West Indies too, because, I mean, Shy Hope hasn't had a great series at all.
But he is man who can anchor in innings.
Yeah, absolutely.
And people could bat round him and tee off.
Yep.
They're left almost now. We're going towards a single plan. No. The plan now is blast almost, all the way through. Because I don't think they've got anyone necessarily who can stay the course.
Well, Casey Carty's got some a lot of runs on the board in the last few weeks. So he shouldn't be underestimated. Assuming he's in next, is he?
I would have thought it's Shafane Rutherford now. But we'll wait to see who comes out.
Yes, they're not helping.
It's Rotten Chase. That is a guy who can build an innings, but does tend to start off fairly slowly.
Rotten Chase, and what do you get? Cricketer, a village in Somerset. I did some research and when I was done, turned out that he's a man, that son of a gun.
Oh, but that has been tattooed first ball. Pace on by Potts. Maybe you should rethink that idea, and that has been picked up and launched over mid-wicket for a big six.
Certainly was.
And it's a no ball.
Whoa! Now we're getting somewhere.
From the delight to despair in one delivery. Cricket is a very fickle game.
Of regret into the pillow of remorse.
Did you say the pillow of remorse?
Yeah, drooling the drool of regret into the pillow of remorse.
You sound familiar with it.
And of course, they can't change the field.
No.
So I don't know why they're coming to discuss it. You may have just well get on and bowl it.
Or maybe they just can't remember where they were standing.
Maybe.
I'll give you a couple of messages here. Jay Grover to Windy Fanatic. I follow cricket in the UK and India because I'm a nerd. Beyond the CPL, is it hard to follow West Indian cricketers? Mayank says that Sinner is 100 times what Djokovic ever was, which I disagree with.
Yeah, so do I. Anyway, here comes the free hit ball. That's a good ball. That's on Chase, a little bit quick, and he's a bit late on it. Just chops it into the offside. Can't get a run. I think Potts has done well there to get out of that without conceding.
And we have one of these.
YouTube Prime Super Chat. No shipping, unlike the bucket hat.
Jay Grover gives £2 and says, "Fucking mint. Jason's on the pop."
I am.
Yeah.
It's Friday. I have to have
It's
something.
5 to 5.
It's crackerjack. Oh, and that's going to be a wide. That's bowled down the leg side, slower ball, dies in the pitch and dribbles through to the keeper, Butler, and right idea but very poorly executed.
So a bit of everything in this over from Potts, isn't there? A couple of wides, a wicket, a no ball, a 6.
He's going for the full house.
Yeah.
All he needs is to hit the helmet behind the wicket keeper, and he's got the full set. I think
there should be more of that. Yeah.
Another slow ball that's much better executed this time. It's outside off stump. It swings a little bit and then cuts back in, and Chase plays over the top of it with an attempted cut shot. And there is no run. West Indies are 41 for 2.
Mayank tells us that Norway versus Italy is a qualifier. Maybe my dream of the Norwegians coming to the USA next year may be reality. Well, the tournament's big enough. I think I heard that Azerbaijan.
Is it 48 or 64 teams? I can't recall. Shorter and pace on, and the Chase is tucked up on the round about the armpit area and just flaps the ball into the leg side, takes a single.
Decent ball that. It was actually onto him much quicker than expected.
Yeah. One ball in this over to go, and that'll be the end of the power play. And England will be reasonably happy with the performance and get to bring their spinners on with protection. That's not going to be the end of the power play. That's going to be a wide. That's outside, well outside the advisory line.
So I think this is something that does sometimes happen in T20. Bowlers are trying to do too much to make things different, and they're not in control of what they do. I'd rather have a Hazelwood bowl same ball 6 times than have so much variation.
And you can set a field to it. Anyway, here comes the extra ball.
That's a good ball.
That's a better ball. That's hitting the splice of Lewis's bat. Dropped into the offside. Scamper a single. End of the power play. West Indies are 44 for 2.
Windy Fanatic says to Jay Grover, West Indies is no longer relevant when it comes to cricket. CPL and IPL solamente for me. To which Jay requires, oh mate. Windy Fanatic, okay, moving right along from despair, tell him again to F off. I think that's to Shy Hope. Lockie 6, Duckett is a god, or a demigod at least. Let me see what else is there. Mag, you can disagree as much as you wish. Doesn't mean you're correct though. Nah. But, well, we'll see about the number of slams that gets won.
It's going to be a very slow conclusion to that argument.
We're going to have some more spin. It's going to be the beard that is feared and revered. He's going to come on, discussing with Harry Brook.
And Rashid on the 45. 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 Adil can turn it both ways. Adil can turn it. Adil can turn it both ways. Adil can turn it. Adil can turn it both ways. Adil can turn it on the 45.
And the googly is very much in play to the left-handed Evan Lewis. Rashid starts over the wicket as he sets his field. There's a long on, a cover on the fielder, and that's on leg stump. That's chipped into the leg side. Nice controlled sweep and an easy single for Lewis.
Nice thing for a bowler like Rashid in this game is that he's got such big boundaries.
Square boundaries as well.
Yeah, that he can really tempt the batsman and not have that fear of being hit for 6 off a miss-hit so often.
Anyway, the right-handed Chase now on strike. And that's played very nicely off the back foot by Chase. He went back and then played a back foot scoop drive, I would say, sort of over extra cover. and takes a single.
He's timed it well enough. I think he's done himself out of a run there.
Yeah, it's beautifully timed. He went very quickly to the man on the boundary. And that's to Googly to Lewis, and that's bit and turned away, and Lewis is almost fallen out of his crease trying to catch up with the ball.
Just beautiful.
Rashid. And another one that's closer to off stump. Butler's made a bit of a hash of that, fielding it behind the stumps, and they've taken a bye.
It's hard to believe that actually didn't hit the wickets. It was a beautiful delivery. Just beat him and just beat the stumps and went into Butler's pads.
No, I think it's straight off his hands.
Oh, his hands. So.
It's another googly as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Butler snapped at it a bit, didn't he?
Well, he's up too quickly, I think, on that one. Didn't come up with the rise of the ball. That's turned away by Chase, who plays it with the respect it deserved and just lets it, defends it out to mid-off.
It's telling, isn't it, that your 7th over is so controlled at the time when you need it.
And that's a googly by Rashid, and Chase tries to reverse sweep that ball. Doesn't get anything on it. Don't think he got an edge on that, top edge on that. Brooke is debating whether to go for the appeal.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to let the time expire. And that's the end of the 7th over. West Indies are 47 for 2.
Kind of drying up on YouTube. There's a little bit of follow-on banter with regards to Mayank turning around and saying that you can disagree as much as we want about Djokovic and Sinner.
Looking at that last ball again, it's quite close to the underside of the gloves as it goes through, as Chase sweeps over the top of the ball, basically. But very tidy over to start with from Rashid.
Jay Grover wants to know whether you're up for a game of animal, vegetable or mineral.
Yes, indeed. There was no edge on that. They've just seen the replay. So it was a good call by the umpire.
Jacks is in from the far end, and Lewis goes back and whips that into the leg side. He will take a single. So yes, I think England are... There's definitely a plan here to take pace off the ball and make the batsmen run everything they can.
Yes. It's amazing to see how different a game can be as a result of a pitch that has no pace in it. It's almost an entirely different sort of game.
Yep. You really have to wait and wait and wait for something to be in your slot to go 100% at. Anyway, Jack's in over the wicket to the right-hander. He bowls the ball down the leg side. That's Chase has tried to reverse sweep. He's changed his stance, then had to guide that to the man on the 45
reverse
fine
cut.
leg.
You don't see a lot of reverse cuts.
That's more poorly directed by Jacks, and traditional shots by Chase has beaten the man there at 45 and beaten the man on the boundary. It's 4 runs.
Oh, sorry, it's 4 runs, isn't it? Yes, 4. One of these.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
That brings up the 50. And Jacks' response is immediately to go around the wicket and angle the ball across Chase as he tries to reverse sweep and can't get a bat on that, and he's annoyed with himself because that came through at no pace at all, really. And he's just done him exactly the same, but he's played a traditional shot this time on the back foot, trying to punch that down to third man.
A bit non-committal, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't know where to stick or twist at the moment, Chase. And that is a bit aerial off the outside half of the bat towards third man. Bethel comes in from the boundary and fields and lodges the ball straight back in. That's a good over from Jacks. His second over, it's gone for 19, but he was in control for most of that over.
It's 2 overs have gone for 19.
Yeah.
All up.
Marlon Brown says West Indies will win, dude. Jay Grover says let's hope. Windy Fanatic says Djokovic is the GOAT. Just overstaying is welcome, like LeBron James. Marlon Brown, come on, Chase. Marlon Brown, England is loser today, boys.
Well, Potts is going to continue after his bits and pieces, licorice all sorts first over. He's going to bowl to Lewis, who's on 12 off 15. Who's not really managed to get hold of anything with any authority so far.
It feels like England are at a massive advantage by having
4 spinners compared to 2.
Well, I was going to say the advantage is that they've allowed the West Indies to work out how they're supposed to bowl in the first inning.
Yeah. And that's poorly directed and beautifully picked up by Lewis. That is a good 10 to 12 rows back over a deep square leg.
Oh, that's one I hadn't heard before.
No. But yeah, not what you want when you had a bad first over, to start the second over with a 6. If there's one place Evan Lewis wants the ball, it's pretty much there.
Yeah, I mean, if he can get 2 or 3 of those in an over, it'll change the dynamics significantly.
West Indies 60 for 2 now. This ball is
nice
across Lewis, who just lays the bat on it and just glides it past the short third man fielder for 4.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
He may have got Shy Hope, but it's turning into a bit of a chastening first T20 experience for Matthew Potts.
I'm less worried about that ball than the one before it.
Yeah, that was a better shot. Wide by Potts and punched into the pitch slightly, and the ball is cut out to Bethel on the boundary by Lewis. Takes a single.
Yes, I got to say, Potts his inconsistency is the main concern, isn't it? I mean, I don't think he really has a plan other than to do something different each ball. That's what it seems like.
I think the plan to Lewis is to bowl the ball across him. Anyway, he's bowling to Chase at the moment, and that's the wrong line. That's the line to Lewis that he should be bowling. That's gone down the leg side and has been signalled a wide.
So yeah, that's 12 runs in 3 balls so far this over. It's not a great start.
No, I think we'll be seeing more overs of spin and less overs of Potts, unfortunately.
It feels like what we're missing here is a senior fielder just
having
trying to get him to calm down. Yeah.
And lucky from Chase. That's a slower ball, pace off. Chase has gone back to cut it and cut it down into his back boot, and that's just dribbled away from the stumps, and there is no run.
Again, pace off, 72 miles an hour. It's really hard for the batsman to get them away when it's so slow. I'm amazed they're bowling anything that's not slow, to be honest.
And we see Luke Wood fielding as a sub for somebody. And another poorly directed ball. It's a knee-high full toss on the legs to Chase, who just punches that to deep mid wicket. If I was Brooke, I think this would be the end of his spell for the moment, and we'd be looking at alternative options.
To be honest, the mindset of the batsman has got a bit crinkled too, in my view. I mean, that full toss should have gone for 4 on a normal day.
Yeah, well, I mean, chaos has its own value in terms of if the bowler doesn't know where the heck he's going to bowl it, then the batsman certainly has no idea. Anyway, slower ball. That's a better ball by Potts. That's slow, but it's on the stumps, and Lewis all he can do is punch it to cover, and the fielder is in quickly to prevent the single. And that's the end of the 9th over. West Indies are 67 for 2.
Duckett's the man off. Right. So, we've got a few messages here. Marlon Brown. Please, someone tell Chase we are chasing. Dead with Raslav. Jay Grover, Ras everything at the moment. We need more 6s and 4s, says Marlon. 4 runs. Wide runs. An unpronounceable name to me. A viscera fat is more dangerous than smoking. Goofy Potts. Potts can't bowl good, says Marlon Brown. Win predictor has England at 85%, says Lockie. And we have a super chat.
Super chat cash, super chat cash, super chat cash.
And another new bowler comes to the crease to start his spell and fires the ball down the leg side for a wide.
Jacob Bethel's born in Barbados, now he plays for the English team. They say that he is an all-rounder, but that remains to be.
And that'll be a repeat, I think, of the first ball.
Jay Grover gives us £5. Put some excitement in thou talking, sort it, audience here.
Oh, sorry, Jay. Right, I'm very excited to see Bethel bowling.
This is very much a plan, and that man's beaten the man at short fine leg on the 45, and that's gone for 4 along the floor.
Oh, 4 along the floor, you say?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what you get. It just...
With the super shatter, super shatter, super shatter, super shatter, super shatter, rocka, super shatter.
Being slightly uncharitable to
nominate your jingle.
Rashid, he's got little chance of getting that.
Yeah.
That's a better ball by Bethel. That's gripped a little bit and stopped, and the ball is being punched back by Chase and only just past Bethel's diving hand down the ground for a single.
Yeah, it was certainly the best ball. The first 3 balls were all tosh. I think his haircut. I think the aerodynamics of his hair is affecting his run-up. So
we need to go have a go faster mohawk, like
yeah.
Maybe his
Dre
mullet
Russell
needs to be more pointed.
Is he trying to grow a mullet? Do you think?
It does look long at the back.
Yeah,
it's a bit like a mop top at the moment.
It's shit. Yeah. Sorry.
We should do the Met Gala next year.
What, the fashion
that's
state?
shit. Yeah.
Oh, and Lewis has just wailed into that one. That's just cleared the boundary at long on. Nice shot off the back foot. Just waited for the ball and just lifted it up and over for 6. As we saw a stat just now about the most 6 hitters for West Indies, and he is number 2 on the list.
Who's number 1?
Nicholas Sporen. Anyway, Bethel comes in
Whoa.
shorter and given the same treatment. Is it going to go all the way?
Oh,
only just.
Think it is, don't you?
Yeah, it's gone over square leg this time rather than straight, but that's mainly due to the direction that the ball was going.
They are having a check.
5, 2 6s in a row. 2 6s in a row.
No.
2 6s in a
that
row.
may be short of it by maybe an inch. I think that hits the sponge on the way up.
Maybe.
Let's compromise. Let's call it 5.
It's very tough. 4. Okay.
It's 4. Yep.
I'm looking over a 4.
And Lewis, from being a bit in second gear, has suddenly raced along to 33 off 21. And that's done. He's completely addled Bethel. That ball has been fired wide of off stump for a wide.
Yeah, he is trying to grow a mullet at the back, except at the moment it's a duck's ass as well.
And it's curly, which doesn't help.
We've so got to do the Met Gala.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
And that is lifted into the... Oh, great effort by the fielder at long on. It's Duckett, who's back on the pitch. He's not tall enough to stop it, but he got a hand to it. But he just took him over the boundary with it. So Bethel is having a chastening bowling over. Gone for 24 off 5 balls.
What did he score? 26 off 26 balls himself?
I think he's net negative now.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're Jason Holder, you might stop that and stay within the fields of play.
Yeah.
But if you're Didi Duckett, you're always going to come second best. So hopefully the last ball of the over, last ball of my spell.
Oh.
And that is again smashed, but
And
this time
caught.
it's beautifully caught by Bryden Cast, who's got a great pair of hands on him. He's come in, he's dived forward, he's got it with both hands, and Bethel escapes with a wicket at the end of a very expensive over.
The first thing I learned from Guerrilla Cricket is shit takes wickets. Shit takes wickets, inducing a poor shot that don't clear the tickets. Yeah, shit takes wickets. Shit takes wickets.
And we're gonna.
Evan Lewis goes for 39 off 23 balls.
We're gonna have a change of personnel. The Bear is going to rejoin me.
Do you want to? I think you're doing socials, aren't you, Jason?
I am. Yes. Let me just see where we are.
Where we'd got to is we literally everything after Jay's £5 super chat.
Right. So, Windy Fanatic telling Marlon Brown that you are losing, bro. We're lucky if we win one of these 3.
I don't know. England have managed to fuck this up quite royally at the moment.
Yeah. And Windy Fanatic says, wasn't it Bob Marley who sang "Lively Up Yourself"? Come on, guys. And Lockie says, Messer's confected enthusiasm was truly exhilarating. Marlon Brown's happy. He says, yes, Windy. Talks about the start of those 6s. And Drago says to Windy, I am ashamed.
You know, they're not far behind where England were.
No.
After that over.
No, which is the point Lockie 6 makes. He says the run rate is okay now.
Yeah, exactly that. You know, and they've still got some power hitters to come. They need, what, 100 off 10, roughly?
So they've scored 91 off 10, and they need 98 off 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. England have I don't know why Adil Rashid only bowled 1 over. I don't know why he didn't continue.
He bowled very nicely for that 1 over as well.
Exactly. I mean, Liam Dawson bowled 2 and bowled really well. Why? I get where they're trying to get at here. I mean, maybe they think the pace is going to go, but if your part-time spinners don't have the control, then they're going to cost you runs anyway as well, aren't they? And to be the problem with spinners, isn't it? If someone gets in the mood.
Well, the problem with spinners is it only has to be off by a very slight amount of margin, and it can go and can travel for a long, long way.
Exactly.
And surprise, surprise, there's a certain spinner come back.
Adil Rashid, lovely floated delivery, which Chase can only drive down towards long on, take a single. We're gonna. Do you want to jingle up the new batsman?
Oh yes, I shall do. It is. This guy.
It is It is Rutherford who'll face his first delivery, pushes it down towards long off. He'll take a single. 93 for 3.
They need to pull this back somehow. A couple of quiet overs.
Absolutely. This one just outside Chase's off stump. He'll play it through mid-wicket. There'll be a single. Bethel will do the fielding.
I mean, I guess they figure that it's harder to hit. Well, I mean, the West Indies, the spinners are more successful. Too many wides from Bethel in that last over. He bowled, 9 balls?
Mm. Rashid in again, slightly quicker delivery, straightening up towards Rutherford, who's batting left-handed. He'll just play it into the offside field, and that will be no run.
Breaking news: Big Ange has been sacked from Tottenham.
Yeah.
Having ruined
Thomas Frank is your leading candidate.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This one flatter, quicker from Rashid, and Rutherford will play that to long on.
The West London historians will not like that, being Brentford supporters.
No, well, if I was Thomas Frank, I'd stick at fucking Brentford.
It does seem to be a bit of a poisoned chalice.
Oh, it is. Well, Tottenham fans expect loads, and leaving everyone wants to spend any money.
So, Rashid last ball of this over, and it's an attempted reverse by Chase. It was the googly that fooled Chase and also fooled Josh Butler behind the stump, so that's going to go for a couple of byes. Just stopped by Duckett before it gets to the boundary sponge.
That's a good bit of fielding. I thought that had gone all the way.
Yeah, it won't. Well, let's just double check that it has.
Yeah, that's great bit of fielding.
Yeah, it's released from his hand before his shoulder hits the sponge.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. I got fooled by a shadow there on the sponge. Sorry about that. When I went, ooh.
That's a good bit of fielding.
Yeah.
If they win by 1 run.
Well, indeed. So the score is 95 for 3. I thought that was the last ball of the over. The ticker is suggesting that it's not, although a lack in play tells us that it is.
Yeah, I think that is actually an over. And we have a super chat from Ombre Nuevo.
Hello, Ombre.
Ombre.
A little jingle.
Well, they're giving him
the super chat.
He says, think Tina Turner, we don't need another mullet. All we want is another fast bowler who doesn't break.
Wow. Yeah, for test matches, not sure for this thing.
Marlon says, what do you just do, Evan Lewis?
Well, indeed.
Jacob says, Bears on the pop, Jason's on the God knows what, Alan's on the Bennett. Let's effing go.
Dawson in. This ball is pulled away by Rutherford, and Duckett comes sliding in and takes a, grass-high catch, sliding forward. Great catch. Rutherford goes for 2, 97 for 4 of the West Indies.
I almost thought that was a replay. Let's play this one. Cloth that really, didn't he? Didn't get full contact on it. Liam Dawson's got 2 for bugger all here.
2 for 7.
Should have been playing for England for years.
Well, yeah, he's got 2 World Cup winners' medals, but he barely played any matches in those tournaments.
He's doing all right.
Yep. Whilst he's changing the batsman, Mayank says, fun fact about Bob Marley, his wife was from Wilmington, Delaware, and he lived for quite a few years, only about 4 or 5 miles from where I grew up. His mother-in-law's home has become a mini shrine now. Mayank also says Tottenham had no choice but to sack him. Tottenham isn't the club supposed to be playing in Champions League.
No.
Well, they think they are, but that's the problem.
Well, they'll get some extra money. The problem is that they never want to spend it on players. Oh, right now, he's a biffer.
The former captain.
Former captain.
He's a unit, isn't he?
He is a unit.
Yeah.
Dear me.
Gotta find his jingle note because I haven't got him out yet.
It's Rovman Powell, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Powell to the people. Powell to the people. Right on.
Slightly back of a length by Dawson, pushed into the offside field. Well placed. Will Duckett cut that off? Oh, the relay to Bethel doesn't quite work. This might be a 3.
It is a 3.
It is a 3. Have we got a jingle for a 3 in a T20?
No, we don't. But England got a 3 in their innings as well, didn't they? Down to long on.
As the power rock goes on in the background.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And as the minute waltz fades away. 100 up for the West Indies. 11 overs and 2 balls. Slightly tossed up outside
That
the
could
off
be
stump.
out.
This has been played out. This is going to be out as well. Duckett is a ball magnet at the minute down there at long off, and now it's Chase who
word.
has to go.
He's getting good action on the ball. It's he's getting it to turn and dip.
Well,
I'm impressed.
There is a reason why he has been the MVP in the county championship for the last 2 years. Because not only does he score runs, he takes wickets as well.
Well, he has.
On your bike, mate.
Didn't we want to try and get him to play in the India series last year?
Yes, and then
he refused because he wanted to go and play because he'd been fucked around too many times.
He just looked
pretty much, yeah.
He just looked like he was kind of reaching and searching for a ball that wasn't quite where he thought it was. You know, just enough turn to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Hasn't got to turn loads, as I've heard you say more than once, Beth.
Well, that fact about Bob Marley's wife has made Jay River bizarrely happy.
Well,
Bob Marley's father actually came from England, says Marlon Brown. Windy Fanatic says, "Come on, Powell, show them why you should be captain."
No, controversial.
Well, now should be. I got him out earlier. Where the fuck?
Stray Russ, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, that's really annoying. I got him out earlier. I didn't put him in England, did I, by any chance?
Yeah, Windy Fanatic, who says, "I hope it is Russell coming out and the Jamaicans will carry West Indies home." Well, you have your wish. It is the Russell man.
It
if
is.
it's not him,
I'm just gonna
I
have
don't
to
know
go
who else it's. If I don't know who else it's going to be, if it's not him.
I'm going to have to go and get him out again. I got him out earlier. Where's he gone?
Well, put an over on him. He would definitely be out then.
Wow.
Right, Dawson with figures for 3 for 10. Straight delivery, which Russell just turns gently to square leg, takes a single.
Only just got his back down in time on that before the was going to thud into the pad.
It's this man.
If Andre Russell's in your hedgerow, to be alarmed now. He's just the DJ for the after show.
Dawson in. Full ball. Powell cannot beat the short mid-wicket, and there's no run.
Well,
101 for 5, 1 ball left in the 12th over.
Well, this is a fantastic spell from Dawson, isn't it? 3 for 11.
Yep, 3 for 11.
His
Last
third
ball of
over.
his third over. Deliberate lap sweep by Powell. I think it hits his glove more than it hits pad. And there's no run from that. And Dawson take a bow, son.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I mean, they haven't got themselves back in it. They managed to cock it all up, haven't they? But yeah, such is the way.
Robert Powell says, "Here we go again, sliding to another embarrassing defeat. No wonder my friends decided not to watch along today. Their hearts can't manage these results."
These two could turn things around quite quickly and quite easily score.
And Jay Grover says to Robert Powell, "Mate, come on, you're not British. Stop the self-pity."
Yeah, exactly. We're the ones who always manage to fuck it up and lose from winning positions.
Oh, and we've got the names of the two people who couldn't make the side because they couldn't get UK visas all in time. They are Jid Gooley, which was the jokes were being made on the WhatsApp earlier, and also Akil Hussain, who I'm fairly sure would have been in the side.
Oh wow, I was wondering why he wasn't playing.
First ball of this 13th over is just defended to mid-wicket by Russell.
He's a very useful spinner, and I mean,
he could spin, he could hit the ball as well down the order.
Yeah, he would have bowled 4 overs today. Rashid in, this one on the pads of Russell. You'll guide that very fine, and Butler is after it. It's gone past the edge of the circle, and so there should be at least 2.
They come back for 3. Another 3.
Scramble for 3.
Bloody
Another
hell.
3.
He may look like chunky, but he can move that weight.
Wow.
Also, Jay Russell.
Dre Russ has got dodgy knees, hasn't he?
Yeah. I've got some super chats coming up, by the way.
Ooh.
So get the jingle ready.
I shall do. We'll have a slightly longer one.
Jingles plural.
We'll play one and cover them all. Can't play endless jingles.
No.
We've got a cricket match
Rashid?
commentate on here now.
Rashid in his third over, figures of 0 for 11. And real breaks applied in these last 2 overs. This one probably a little bit too short. Powell able to rock back and play the balls to deep point, deep cover, and there'll be just a single.
So who's got overs left? Bridencast has got 2. Potts has got 2.
Yeah.
Dawson's got 1.
Rashid will have 1. Much more floated up, and Russell will drive this to long on for a single. Just feel like the air's been taken out of the game for the last sort of 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, but these two can be very explosive. Did we only have 2 pacers? Who's the other pacer we got? Or we haven't got one. We got him with a batter of spinners.
Rashid in, full and wide, driven by Powell, well timed again. Finds a deep point again.
Cast, Potts, and I'm struggling to find another one.
Yeah, there isn't, is there? There's a Dawson and Adil Rashid are 2 genuine bowlers. What? And they're making it up with Will Jackson, Bethel for the other bowler.
And if you've got in real trouble, you could always get Harry Brook to bowl some filth.
Oh my word! No, let's not do that.
This one has been inside edged by Russell. A brief second where no one knew where the ball was.
He is
Pitch
captain.
just outside the off stump.
He is captain now, isn't he? So he might decide that.
107 for 5 after 13.
Play that super chat jingle.
Okay, here we go.
Super chat! A super chat from a huge YouTube hero! They're awesome and smart and they're playing their part. Super chat, super chat, super chat!
Jay Grover sends £2 to say Bob Marley were from Sheffield. True fact. Mark Zip sends $5 to say Bear sent you a 3 jingle December to the Gorillas Jingles Gmail.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Jay also sends £2 to say alternative fact. Probably talking about Bob Marley being from Sheffield. And Lockie gives us the result of the Sinner Djokovic match at Paris.
Sinner 3-0.
Correct. Bosh, I think is what he said at the end of it.
That'll be a good final.
Djokovic just doesn't have it anymore, does he? It's kind of weird how they go. They go so quickly, though, don't they? I mean, only 2 years ago? It was still 2 or 3 years ago.
You've got to remember, he won Olympic gold on that surface 12 months ago. You know, he's and to be in the semis at his age is quite the achievement.
Wow.
But
yeah,
it's not quite the same as having to face 2 or 3 of Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer, but
yeah, one by one they've just fallen by the wayside as they get to that age.
Dawson will bowl out, and he's slightly wider the crease and the stumps, and Powell has cut that slightly behind point, and it has gone the distance for 4.
It's me, Sanshi. It's me, Sanshi.
just a little bit too wide that time.
Yeah.
And he didn't try anything fancy, did he, Rodman? He stood his ground and waited for the ball to do the work and played the shot on what was delivered.
Just laid the bat open to get it a little bit finer.
A little bit short and a little bit wide.
He's timed the ball really well since he's come in as Powell. But Dawson will come in. So again, slightly back of a length. But Powell can't do anything with it. Plays the ball to Brock at mid-off.
That was a little bit straighter, wasn't it? Didn't give him any width at all.
111 for 5 as Dawson comes in again. This is a premeditated lap sweep. If there's no third man, because there's no short third man, Will Jacks comes in like an all-conquering hero and smothers the ball over the sponge for 4.
4. Yeah, he's not happy.
Couldn't quite stop it.
Standards. Yeah.
Well, I get the feeling he's made up quite a bit of ground in order to be able to not just quite be there in time.
Is that double negative you're not talking about?
Oh, a quicker ball, and Dawson has a 4th. He has clean bowled Powell, and the leg stump is out the ground.
Batter, batter, batter. Batter, batter, batter.
maybe kept a little low. I said it was his leg stump, it was his off stump.
It was his off stump. But no, I don't think he kept a little low. I just think he zipped it.
He was just
through.
late on it, yeah.
Yeah, he was just a bit late on it. He was trying to give himself some room, and you miss, I hit.
Dawson is on potentially for a fifer if he can do something in the remaining 2 balls, which would make the man of the match very interesting indeed.
Well, yeah.
I still think they're going to give it to Josh for his 90.
Yeah.
But you can't argue with getting 5 wickets.
No, at the end of the day, they're chasing side, and they were just getting themselves back into it when Dawson came back in and has changed. I mean, he's changed the course.
Well, he's
of the
knocked
match.
the stuffing out of the middle order.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
I would be tempted to give it to Liam Dawson, especially if he gets another one. I would say, if getting 5 wickets in 4 overs is pretty fucking phenomenal, really, isn't it? Who's the next man in then? It must be down.
It's
Moti.
Moti.
Moti can give it a big hoik.
A bit of Humpty, yeah.
He certainly can give it some Humpty. He's got jiggle.
From Georgetown, Guyana, where he had his first nets, to his debut against Bangladesh. He ain't no kid, but his face is fresh. An island boy named Goody Cash, who took his chance when spinning the ball in his second test, got a 13-hole. Go, go. Go, Moti, go, go, go.
Although I'm not sure that Guyana is an island, to be fair.
No.
So 115 for 6. Moti will face, and he will get off the mark with a single down to then Duckett at long on. 1 ball left of Dawson's 4 overs, and what a magic 4 overs they've been.
Indeed, and Moti loves batting against England. Seems to score a lot of runs against us.
Yeah.
And Romario Shepherd, he can give it some Humpty.
Yep. And also
Alzari can give it some as well. I mean, they can all give it a bit.
Last ball of the spell is defended with respect by Russell. There'll be no run from it. Dawson can take a bow with figures of 4 for 20 from his 4 overs, and the West Indies are 116 for 6 after 14. So
Lockie gives us more information about the French Open finals. He says both men's and women's finals will be first versus second seed.
Wow. The seeding thing works.
And Windy Fanatic says the humiliation continues. Oh boy, where is Lady Luck?
Well,
Well,
I think it's been some good bowling. I mean, it's T20, isn't it? I mean, you're chasing 190. You can't afford to hang about.
You just got to keep turning the screw, and eventually something will break. And
Yeah.
in this case, it's been the West Indies middle order.
It has, and you know they were just getting on top of England as well, especially after Evan Lewis hit Potts for 24, whatever it was, and that over. Things were looking shaky. Or was it Bethel he hit for 24, wasn't it?
Cars will bowl the 15th over. Pushes the ball across Moti, who will sort of guide that down towards a wide-ish third man for a single.
Lockie 6 says no amount of Humpty will get them home when they're all out.
Well, no. Well, Dre Russell's got to do it, hasn't he? He's got to do a Shreyas Iyer in the IPL Eliminator. Didn't manage it in the final, though, did he?
And I don't know about this one from Frenchy LeBeuf.
That is high in the air, short ball from, and Russell has hit this a long way, and it's just fallen away from. I think Harry Brook might have been there in the deep. Oh no, sorry,
Bethel.
Sorry, hard to tell. Face down on the floor, so not quite the distance to take it for 6, but just far enough in front of square that Bethel couldn't make the distance up.
Oh no, he got there with ease. He just misjudged it.
I think he's hitting it into the longest corner of the pitch, the outfield, though.
For a guy with a reputation of being such a good fielder, you would expect a slightly better effort than that.
Well, he's had a game to forget, hasn't he, really?
Yeah. This one's been cut away by Moti, but Duckett will field at third man, and there'll just be a single. 119 for 6.
Wasn't expecting a man to be there, to be honest. I thought he picked a gap.
Apparently, Frenchy LeBeuf, who have not heard that handle before, says National Donut Day over there. England need a donut-shaped maiden coming up.
I don't think we do. We just need to carry on, don't we? What do they require? They require 12.73, which in these days and age isn't undoable. But with only really Dre Russ to do it. Well, he's capable of it.
Slightly back of a length, hoiked away by Russell as he found the gap between two fielders. Deep mid-wicket, just about stopped. Combination fielding will limit the damage to 2, I think.
Yep.
Well, Jerry Russ is wanting the strike, I think. They potentially could have had 3 there, but I think he's turned it down.
Well,
on the basis that he's got the lot better long handle.
He keeps finding that gap, doesn't he? And there's quite a bit of distance between there. They've got 4 out on the leg. They've got 1 at long leg, 1 at backward square, 1 at sort of cow, and someone down at sort of wide long on.
Cast comes in again. Again, slightly back of a length, maybe a little slower this time. It bounces twice before it reaches Butler behind the stumps. A shoulder popping swing and miss by Dre Russell there.
And we're going to have a change in the end of this over.
What is? I can have a look. So yeah, I've got it set up.
I think it's Yumi and Messi.
We're going all in for the last one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to change the studio lineup.
Oh right, yeah.
And I will join you on Sunday.
Sunday. I think I'm in here on my own on Sunday. I think.
Right. Well, I won't be there, but I'll be there. No. This one is on the pads. Maybe this will be a leg by. It dribbles down towards fine leg. There'll be a single taken, so Russell will retain the strike. With 5 overs left to go, the West Indies 122 for 6, and England very much in the box seat, fellas.
Yeah, they very much so. What's 70 exactly, or 69 required of the last 5?
Jacob said he had to self-edit a message, so it signs I need to get off the YouTube.
Right. See you Sunday, boys.
Yep. See you Sunday, Al.
And Jeremy Elder says, much enjoying listening from Sweden. Once graced your show on Test Match Sofa. Based on schoolboy bowling figures.
Wow. That's a long time ago.
And Kieran Rosebay says, no disrespect to West Indies, they might as well not have bothered showing up for the limited over series. That's a bit harsh. That is disrespect.
No, yeah. I don't know. I mean, these things happen, don't they?
How are their guys going to get experience if you don't play matches?
England need to as well. I mean, these two, that's shouldn't be a wide, is it? Oh, that's harsh. Adil Rashid is bowling his last over, and that was kind of, for me, that was on the line, but the umpire gives it, it went over the top of the line. That's harsh. See, in these days and age, if it was in the IPL, they'd have reviewed that and probably got away with it. So
come on, Adil.
66 off 30.
Lock the door shut by getting Dre Russ out.
See, if that's a batsman, actually, say that was quite doable, actually, in the modern age.
Well, even Dre could do it.
Yeah, well, definitely could. Tossed up and smashed, and
gone.
That is gone into the crowd. And that will be, he's off and running.
As soon as you saw the length, you thought that's going to travel, because it's just too short to bowl to Andre Russell. No, if he gets any time at all to rock back and get his hands through the ball.
And Potts has still got to bowl 2 overs.
Or they're going to have to bowl somebody else.
Well, they're going to have to bowl someone else anyway. Oh, he's gone long. I'm not sure he's got enough on that.
No, that's an outside.
Oh, but it's dropped short of Duckett. He could have had his 4th catch.
Nice piece of fielding with his arse on the floor.
It was indeed on the half volley, but they don't only get the single. Dre Russ left at the outside edge of his bat.
Bad batsman blames his tools.
Absolutely.
That bat wasn't good enough to get it 110 metres, so it's the bat's fault.
Well, Moti enjoyed his time the other day. Ooh, that's a decent googly though.
That's the googly that does the damage all the time.
Absolutely, gone past the outside edge of Moti's bat. He didn't pick that at all. And Rashid. It's not done too bad. He's gone for 6. What? The first ball, was that the first ball of the over? It was, wasn't it? Down the track comes Moti. He's hit it straight up in the air. I think he's going to be safe though.
No,
it's not. It's caught. Cameraman lost it. It's caught down at long off. I thought it had gone straighter than that the way the cameraman was going. It looked like it was going to be short, but it's caught by Banton down at long off. And England get another one, but Dre Russ is still there. 130 for 7. And we have to say goodbye
All of the dreams that I dreamed are going,
Banton. Made that look very nonchalant, sort of jogging backwards.
Yeah.
4 of the last 5 wickets all gone down at deep mid-on or deep mid-off.
Yeah.
Jay says I had to self-edit.
We've done that.
Oh, sorry. What about Jeremy? Oops, sorry. Completely done something weird there. Jeremy Elder, much enjoying listening from Sweden. Once graced your show on Test Match Sofa based upon schoolboy bowling figures. Well, schoolboy bowling figures of none for 144 will get you on the Guerrilla Cricket. You don't have to take wickets to just get here.
Yeah.
But Jeremy, you're welcome back any time. Believe me, especially with a name like Jeremy, of course. No disrespect to West Indies, says Kieran Roseblade, but they might as well have not bothered showing up for the limited overs series. I think there's a lot of disrespect there, to be totally honest with you, Kieran.
Adil Rashid comes into bowl, and that's got to be LBW, surely, isn't it? Even though he's down,
yeah,
it is.
It's chest before wicket.
It's chest before wicket. He's going to review it, and
it might just be clipping, but he's been given. So.
He has been given, and I think it's going on. It's got to be middle. He went down to sweep. Who is it? Is it Romario?
It's Romario Shepherd, yeah.
He's gone down to sweep that. He's missed it. It's hit him in the chest, but he was really, really low, and it was right in front of the stumps. And he will be given out, I would imagine, on review. Let's have a look.
It's another googly.
It's going straight on. Nah,
it might go over.
Don't think so.
Actually, it hasn't hit his chest. It's hit
kind of outside of his arm.
Yeah.
He's got big guns, hasn't he? In that tight little top. But I'm pretty certain that will be
Well,
out.
I think ball tracking is going to tell us that he's going to be hitting middle and off.
You think middle and off? I think middle and leg. I think it's kind of going on a little bit. I don't think it's turned much. It's straightened enough.
I got touching the top of middle.
This is when the
Come on, speed it
ball
up.
tracking is wasting time. Here it comes.
Is he here? No, he's nowhere near the bat.
Don't think that's an edge.
That's not an edge. Not an edge. Nowhere near.
So it's going to be the sound, which is why they thought that he might have edged it, but
So the first point of hitting is almost near his elbow, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a clicky bat, that's why.
It's a very clicky bat.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be ball tracking that decides his fate now.
Should do. There we go. Ball tracking. Hitting in line. Going on to hit middle. No, going over the top.
Oh,
You're
there you
right.
go.
It's going over the top. Good review.
Kieran Roseblade says, what have West Indies learned from this, though? And what have England learned? My argument
Not a
would
lot.
be very little, and they're just padding out the calendar.
Indeed.
Lockie Six says, Bear has zero memory of the booze-soaked days at the sofa.
Oh, Jesus. They were very much booze soaked.
They were.
Yeah. Things have quietened down quite a lot in the last, since COVID, really. That one's defending the offside. Romario thinks about a run. Drobus isn't interested. That's the end of the over, and he's going to face. So, 62 required, I think?
59 off 24.
What did we get? 189?
Just over 190.
Yeah, so 191. So they need 60. I thought we got 191, so they need 62.
Jeremy Elder says, yes, it was a true story. I was actually on the show in the studio. I'd got crazy bowling figures playing one of the commentators when I was 13. I bet it was bloody Norcross. It's always Norcross.
Of course it was Norcross.
Yeah. Windy Fanatic says, we used to call that bat up and catch in the Caribbean. Where is the appropriate jingle encouraging them politely to get off? Please play it for me.
What you mean, this one?
Fuck off! Just fuck off!
Very polite.
giving them a chance. Bethel's going to bowl another over.
Well, yeah, to Dre Russ. Oh, and he bowled him.
Fuck off.
Having bowled a shitty first over, he's at least he's done something, because he's had a pretty poor game, it has to be said, for Bethel, the wonderkind. He has bowled, well, it was quite short, really, but it was fast, it was flat.
It didn't get through. It did get up, really.
It didn't really get up, and Dre Russ sat back, was trying to smash it over the leg side. That is the game done. Head went in the upper air. He's missed it. And maybe we can say,
Fuck off! Just fuck off! On your bite, mate.
So it's not going to be one of those games where Dre Russ takes them to victory.
No,
in a
it's
blaze of bashing over the boundary.
well, that's true. They're 130 for 8. They might not even last. So we've got Romario Shepherd out there, and Bazumi.
Alzari,
isn't it? So
and then who's number 11?
Alzari Joseph.
Jason Holder. No, it's Jason Holder, wasn't it?
Yes, it's Jason Holder.
Alzari will be number 11.
Jason
It's a long back lineup.
I'm surprised that Holder's not in earlier.
Well, I presume Romario Shepherd's a massive biffer, isn't he? And I guess it's bottom. Whilst I'd say Holder is a much better bat.
He's a more traditional bat.
He's a more traditional bat, exactly that.
Which may mean that they should have put Alzari in ahead of him, because he can biff the ball as well.
It's not really going to matter now, is it? Then?
It shouldn't.
Another dragged out, played square out to point, where I think there was a skipper fielding, or maybe Tom Banton.
Played a proper shot and didn't get any runs for it.
No.
Needs unconventional slappage now.
Aye.
To at least get the boundary you need every over.
Well, need more than that. Nearly gets in there off the outside edge. Oh, and nearly has a run out. As he tries to drive that, it did take the outside edge of the bat, nearly beat the man at short third.
Good job, he's 6'8", he's got a long stride, I think.
Yeah.
To get back in time.
He headed down the track, but the ball was fielded and thrown in, but he did get back. Yeah, he got 200 against us in that test match, I remember that.
He
did. Driven all the way down to long on. It's a single. He's a good player, Jason Holder.
Yeah, he had to prop up a fairly
weak side.
And that eventually took the toll on
his
performances.
Yeah, I think very much so. And he's not been. I mean, he's not the T20 gunslinger that a lot of the others are, is he?
Yeah, they're now getting close to 3 runs a ball.
Yeah, Romario Shepherd facing up. Bethel. So a little bit more flight, a little bit held back, but Romario plays it out into the deep.
Naughty, finding cars, throwing it into the ground.
Potts, wasn't it? They still do it. I don't understand. They do it all the time in the IPL. Bethel gives that a little bit of air. Jason Holder steps back.
The one thing you could say about Bethel's over is that he's bowling to a plan to stop them getting extra value shots. He's quite happy to concede a run a ball.
Yes, well, it's fair enough at this stage when they need 3, as you say.
Sweet Mango says Sammy has to drink from Harry's brook. Mayank says, I don't understand this padding the calendar nonsense. 20 to 25 years ago, England hosted 2 teams for a series, and that's enough. Now everyone plays each other each year for no fucking reason. I mean, it's fundamentally money. The income comes from televising international matches.
It is. It's very much like rugby, where they do exactly the same.
I don't think it's that much more padded now than it was 20 to 25 years ago, Mike. I think there was still a lot of white ball cricket being played then. It was just more ODIs.
T20, it was more ODIs.
It was more domestic, and it was more ODIs.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when Test series way back, he used to have a tri-series sometimes before the Ashes or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
Australia A versus England, and England would not qualify.
Yeah, exactly. I do remember that. Potts is back into the attack. He's got 2 overs to bowl. He's slapped down to long off by Romario. No, it was Jason Holder actually. He gets himself a single. Well, we're just playing this out now, really.
Windy Fanatic says, I'm dying of laughter. That jingle is the most appropriate for this West Indies team and Sammy.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll win one of these. I mean, I wasn't so sure about the ODIs. Well, and part of the reason we have to play the ODIs, actually, because it's all World Championship ranking, isn't it, as well? That's short and it's wide. Has it been given as a wide? That's not a wide again. I don't think that's
a bit
wide.
harsh, I think. He was a bit late on that, Romario, to picking up the length to play a back foot cut shot. And I think that
if he's given it for height, maybe, but if he's given it for width, it certainly wasn't that wide.
Let's have another look.
Oh, it was actually.
It's close. It's close.
Yeah.
I mean, it is high and
His
it is
foot
pretty
was
much over the blue line.
Yeah, but his foot was outside the off stump when he bowled it.
Well, that's not. But that's been driven hard. But there is a man out on the cover boundary. It's Bethel.
Lovely shot for 1 run.
Yeah, because these two teams are 8 and 9, aren't they? We're
They
8
are.
and they're 9.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, England will
improve.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is that T20 or ODIs? I'm trying to think.
Well, the ODIs were 8 and 9.
Yeah, I think England will have moved up significantly just from that 3-match series. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. Potts in. That's driven and driven hard, straight down to long off. Ooh, nearly clipped the.
Flirting with the boundary sponge there.
Maybe it's just a camera angle, but you look very close to down. Sponge to duck it there, but.
I'm not sure you will move up a lot for beating your near peer.
Well, no, presumably it's a
rankings.
points basis, though, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah.
So I mean,
but
you get
the manner of which they beat them, the net run rates should have some effect, but I'm not sure it does in the calculations that they do now.
Well, you know what we could do? We could look it all up.
Yeah. Or we could ask the Gorilla RT to do it for us.
Well, we could do. That was a slower delivery. It's been given as a wide again, and Butler's not happy.
Like it says, was a moment when this was almost a contest.
Well,
that happens so often with T20s, doesn't it?
Exactly.
And then Liam Dawson came in and ruined the whole game for everybody.
Yeah. Spoils sport.
Apart from himself. No, Romario, you're not going to hit a ball that wide of off stump through square leg.
Potts is in. That one's again close to the line, but he gets cut out to the man at backward point. That's Jamie Smith out there, I believe. India are top with a rating of 124.
How many are over 100?
New Zealand second, 109. Australia 109.
Wow, that's a big difference between 1 and 2.
Yeah. Sri Lanka 104. They've all played 36 matches. Pakistan are 5th on 104. That's driven. That's nicely driven. I think he's going to get 4 this time. No, he's not actually. Duckett's made himself a little bit wider, or maybe he starts wide. And
do you not think he's wide enough already?
Well, he just gets a single. England are still 8th, having played only 34 matches though on 88. I don't know if he's been upgraded from that. Afghanistan are 7th, but they've only played 25 matches and got a ranking of 91.
And what's West Indies?
West Indies are 9th on a ranking of 77, so they're quite a long way behind us.
Yeah.
That's driven out to Bethel on the cover boundary.
So I would say winning a series 3-0 probably only moves us about 4 or 5 points up.
Well, it makes the difference to the next position a lot, and that's very significant.
Yeah. Bangladesh are 1 point behind the West Indies. I don't even know how these rankings work, to be fair. Zimbabwe behind Bangladesh. So basically it's a top 10 followed by Zimbabwe, Ireland, Scotland, USA, Netherlands, Oman, Nepal, Canada, Namibia and bottom are UAE, who have 8 ranking points.
Robert Wilford Paul says we're just being outfoxed by this England team. To add an insult to injury, Alea Hussain and another player, I think that was Gooley, couldn't get to London because of visa problems.
Exactly. Oh, top edge. Is it going to be caught? No, it's going to go for 4 over the top of the keeper. Who hit that? Was that Romario or was that Holder.
I think that's Romario.
Yeah, I think it was as well. We'll go with him.
I think Holder is playing more traditional shots rather than swipes across the line.
Well, it's a 4 for a boundary runner. Here's the rope. The ball won't like it, but it has to go.
Kieran's asking when the next game is. It's on Sunday. But it's much earlier.
2:30 kickoff.
2:30. There you go.
And I will be not here. I'll be watching my godson.
Floatier delivery. Driven out to Cow. Just be the one run.
Mayank says, rankings are very simple, Bear. They work on vibes.
I love it, Mayank. Considering we were world champions, 6 years ago? It's a pretty poor ranking, isn't it?
Yeah, but
we've been pretty fucking useless.
Useless for 2 and a bit years.
Hardly won a game, have we, for a couple of years?
That was after the World Cup was just pathetic.
Yeah. That smash back down the ground. This time
Will he
by
get 4? Maybe.
No, I think it was Holder. And they'll get 2 down to long on.
This is just the death of a load of singles, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, they're trying to hit it. 41 required for 9 balls.
So it's a boundary plus per ball.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay says, good Lord, I went to get my post, returned to find I'm going to be killed by my telly license people, and a cheeky note saying the Bear is a muppet.
Well, you'll be pleased to know that I got a call from British Gas last night as I was lying on the sofa, nearly falling asleep at 10 o'clock. Bryden Cast comes in, bowls it short and fast, and Jason Holder can't pull it, and there is no run.
That's quite a feat to get something up towards Jason Holder's nose.
Yeah. Anyway, British Gas phoned me, and they were outside 29 Oxford Avenue, so I think the boiler might have had a problem. Fortunately, I was out of there 3 weeks ago. Well, that's good news.
That's where Gorilla Towers was.
Yes.
Yeah. So you just say, I'm sorry, that's no longer my property. So
no longer my property, yes.
Well, my fight today was being with Transport for London, who are absolute fuckers.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. That's true. Now, that actually might be a wide, even to Jason Holder.
One for the
over. He's a very tall man.
I went through the Blackwall Tunnel 10 days ago.
Oh, yes.
And I didn't know that it was a toll road.
Yes.
It is now. It used not to be until they opened the second tunnel.
That's fucking outrageous.
There's bugger all signs there.
No.
And
but as a local, you would not have known that.
So I only found out later. I rang today to pay the toll.
And they told you you're too late.
Too late. You got to pay it within 3 days. Otherwise, you're up for 90 quid. Well, 180 or 90 if you pay it straight away. But I can't pay it because they won't send me a notice. It goes to the hire company.
Yeah.
The hire company will pay it, but they'll charge me that plus £40 administration fee.
Cunts. Sorry,
Absolutely.
excuse me.
I was spewing.
No, I'm not surprised. That's down leg and got clipped rather nicely by Jason Holder for 4 down to the fine leg boundary. Well, it's not going to really matter.
The number of the day.
Yeah.
You could ask for more. The number of the day is 4.
I don't object to the toll. It's just the fact
you don't know.
Just the admin that you didn't know.
It's actually outrageous what they've done, because the Blackwall Tunnel used to be free. Then they've built this new fucking tunnel next door, which we knew was going to be charged. And then they've decided to charge to go through the Blackwall Tunnel, which used to be free. But now they built an extra tunnel, and now you've got to pay to go through both, right? So that's pulled out to deep mid wicket, and there's no run. And what is really outrageous about it is there is no crossings apart from the Rotherhithe Tunnel, which is a single lane tunnel, and isn't open 24/7 as well, because they shut it at night, so a few days a week, Sunday and Monday, I think at least. But there's nothing east of Tower Bridge to get across the Thames
the Dartford crossing.
until you get to the Dartford crossing, which is also a fucking toll. So basically, if you live anywhere east of bloody, Tower Bridge, you've got to pay basically to get across the Thames. It's fucking outrageous.
Yep.
That's another wide, another slower ball by Potts, who's not great today. He's got 1 for 35.
Do you have to pay to go on the Woolwich crossing, even though it takes forever?
What, the ferry?
Yeah.
It never fucking works. The amount of times we come back down the A2 and there's a big sign just as we're getting off saying Woolwich Ferry not open. I can count a number of days. The other day we came back actually, as that's driven hard straight back by Holder.
That might be 4.
That might be 4. This time he does get 4.
1, 3, 4.
Well, the Durham Seamers haven't exactly covered themselves in glory in this match.
No.
on their home pitch, but they're going to get a win out of it.
Yeah, Potts has not bowled particularly well at all, has he?
Neither's Cast for some really.
No.
Well, I mean, the problem is when
he's bowled better, but
yeah, I mean the thing is when you've got pace on a ball, modern players they just use the pace so well, don't they? You've got to be so accurate. That's going to be another wide. Although he did go a long way across, but it's still going to be a wide. We've got an awful lot of extras today.
Yeah. Come on, bowl 4 decent balls so we can get out of here.
Yeah, so we came back the other day down the A2 and it said Woolwich Ferry, 1 boat available.
Jesus.
So I've never seen that before.
Well, I came back through the Silverwater Tunnel. I managed to pay that one today, but it was going to take 45 minutes longer to go any other way without the toll.
Yeah, exactly. It's outrageous. Banton feels that as it's mishit up to long on by Holder for another single. He's on 16 off 13. Shepherd's 10 off 9. All rather pointless. 160 for 8 with 3 balls left. You should be able to, as I keep saying, you should be able to resign like you can in chess when it's no longer possible. Potts throws that up. Oh, it's aerial out to the deep. It's not going to duck it fielding down at long on.
It's right into that deep pocket, isn't it, in the corner?
Yeah.
That's 6 in India.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm glad that boundaries aren't so short. This time it was only 2.
Yeah. Kieran says we were attacking champions 2 years ago. That's why we're in the shit now. Fucking arrogance. England need the rest of their usual bowling attack back, says George from
Well, no, we had an ageing side that hadn't been replaced and rejuvenated.
True. That's going to be another wide. Fuck me. How many balls in this over so far? About 8, 9? Still 2 balls to go.
We must have bowled 3 overs of extras, potentially.
Something
like that. Yeah. Jay says, Messrs, due to our epic trick, I can only apologise for the hellscape that is Sheffield. Sheffield was anything but hellscape. I actually really liked Sheffield.
It's
much
quite
to my
hilly.
surprise.
It's quite hilly.
7 hills, isn't it? Like Rome.
Oh, it could be, yeah.
Potts.
Oh,
would have been a wide, but I think Shepherd managed to get a bat on his time. He's got a bat can slice. It's gone down to the fine leg boundary. It's going to be 4 runs.
1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut the door.
Potts is not happy.
He could go for 50 in these 4 overs.
Yeah, he could do.
I've touched the sore, I think. Kieran says, lads, you don't know the half of it. I pay 800 quid road tax a year to drive a 17-year-old Volvo in Ireland. My road has grass down the middle of it for a mile either side of my house.
Yeah, my car cost me about 650 quid in road tax now.
Oof.
Well, when that's leathered, out into the deep, it's going to be out.
Cool.
Last ball, Potts gets a second wicket. He doesn't look a happy man. Brooks is smiling and saying, don't worry about it, man, we won. If we'd have lost, it would be. It's 67 miles an hour. It's a slower ball. Hoiked out to cow corner. Romario Shepherd goes off the last ball of the innings. He gets 16 off 11. Holder remains 16 not out. West Indies end on 167 for 9. And England win by 21 runs.
Indeed.
Well, it's been a long time coming since it was pretty obvious after Dawson's 3rd over when he'd taken 3 or 4 wickets at that point.
And then
it wasn't a great game. I think, to be honest, I prefer a fast pitch for a T20.
Yeah.
Well, pace always is good for everybody. It's good for the pace bowler. It's good for the spinner because they generally get bounce as well.
Yeah.
And it's good for the batsman to time the shots. Yeah. Everyone benefits. Slow pitches don't benefit anybody really.
Yeah, it makes it a bit of a stodgy game. Unless, I mean, England got an absolute flyer to start with as well, didn't they? I mean, the first 4 or 5 overs.
Well, they probably played the pitch at its best, which is probably why.
Yeah, and it was poor bowling as well. It was wayward. It was, they bowled with pace on a lot of the time, and it got slapped.
Kieran goes on to say, and there are no street lights for about 5 miles in a circle around my house. I nearly hit a cow standing in the road last week. Windy Fanatic says, thank you guys. I will be back for an overdose next game on Sunday.
But your neighbours are all right, aren't they, Kieran?
Yes. Nick Vickers says, sorry to hear that, Messi. You've been harshly treated. We don't call it Rip Off Britain for nothing, I'm
Absolutely.
afraid. where are we? Thanks for making a crap game fun, says Lockie 6. Good night.
Our pleasure.
Potts isn't helping with all those wide balls.
No.
Says George McPherson. Same with Bethel. Both have been expensive. Muttley says, thanks for the coverage. Primates off to bed. Love and sausages. Thank you, Muttley. Great to have you with us. Thank you all.
Indeed.
Great to have you with us. It's been fun, actually, even if the cricket's been a little lackluster. I reckon 4 hours is about right.
It is indeed. Well, it has been, isn't it? What time did we start? 6:30?
Yep.
It's been less. It's 3.5.
Yep.
Just over 3.5. That's perfect for a T20, unlike the fucking poxy IPL, which can go on for 4.5.
Yeah, true.
So that's it. We're done. I'm back on Sunday. Messi's going to be remote. Jason's not here. Al's back.
I'll be back on Tuesday.
Not sure who else is in on Sunday. It's a very sparse crew. We nearly have to cancel, but I decided not to have a day off.
Will's one of the potential people, but he's got to get out of hospital first.
I think Will can't do any of the T20s. He's told Tony now.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's in for observation. So
you may be down to the bare minimum.
We will be, but it's a T20. You can kind of manage it.
You can do it 2 on.
I'll make sure I open a bottle of wine and just keep drinking it.
I remember who's going to do it on Sunday. He did promise today Mog was going to do the first half.
Oh, that's right.
Mog's going to do the first half.
Oh, well,
So,
there. You'll
exactly.
be right.
We'll be fine.
You can abuse everybody else.
Well, absolutely. Right, we're off. We're going to play a theme tune and we're out. See you
you
on
all.
Sunday.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Guerrilla crickets. Whoa. Guerrilla crickets. Whoa. Guerrilla. Take guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time has come. This is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many rules you break. Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick guerrilla cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than red counters and a slice of cake. At first they tried to sanitize us and clean up our act, but people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro, Lenny Pascoe, Carlos the Jackal, Umar Akmal, Mahatma Gandhi, Grant and Andy, Brendan